Welcome back to Inside Tiger Football, brought to you by Rib Crib. Our final segment of the day looks ahead to yet again another road game. Edmond Santa Fe is up next, and this is a district game that is important leading into a tough stretch of the schedule for sure. Norman North on the slate. You get down to Union eventually as well, and this is what you ask for each and every season is the district play. Once it gets here, you get to make the biggest impact in your lineup as far as how you'd like to approach it, as well as in the standings. It's kind of a weird district. Of course, I'm brand new to it. But at the end of the day, the score lines that I look across the district are interesting. Things that you expect don't happen, and things that you maybe do expect do. So it's an enigma of a district right now.
It is, and it'll continue to sort itself out, and the best teams will be at the top when it's all said and done, and the teams that are struggling for an identity, that they'll find their way down to the bottom of the standings. That's just sports, and that's the way it works. But you're 100% right. Right now, when you haven't really seen everybody yet, you just got to assume that they could get you if you don't play your best. And we're not thinking about the record. We're not thinking about who's after Edmond Santa Fe. We're not even thinking about Edmond Santa Fe, other than the fact that we have to travel and go on the road there, and what those challenges are. We're dialed in on us right now, and I think our kids really have a sense of urgency that we have been trying to teach and instill about how you have to play district play with a 1-0, that's all that matters mentality. And I think our kids are in a great position to really connect those dots. A lot of times when you win, you sweep a lot of things under the rug that need to have a sense of urgency and getting corrected. When you lose, all those things get exposed. But sometimes it's hard to pull them out of the grief, the despair from a loss, to teach those things with a sense of urgency. When you go through what we went through in the first half, but then still have the resiliency and the grit to go win by two scores, there's a joy and an elation, but also oh yeah, I understand all that now. We have to prepare differently. And I think we're going to see a new group. We've been talking about we have to learn how to win, and those last few inches of learning how to win are the hardest. That's what that was. And that took me a weekend to process, but I think we're going to get way more out of that win and the way that we won that game than maybe any other scenario that could have played out.
Yeah, I think the player segment really brought that to light, right? I mean, a guy like Nathan Martin, he's a National Merit Scholar for a reason. He's number one in his class, and he recognized it really quickly when I asked him the question of that evaluation of the first half. I think he got the hindsight perspective immediately that, maybe Thursday, maybe Wednesday should have looked different for me or for my teammates based on what we went out there and played like in that first half in some senses. And so I think they recognize that for sure. Edmond Santa Fe, maybe not a team that if you aren't preparing right, you get away with in a first half like that next time round. So this is a program, of course, that's produced a lot of talent. Guys that I've worked with in my past, like Calvin Bundage, an OSU star, a guy that was not only able to perform there, but perform well during a very dominant Big 12 era. It's Edmond Santa Fe every year, and at the end of the day, they're sneaky and they can get it done. What does this team look like to you, however, in reality right now? It's a program that has history, but what are they right now?
They're unbelievably dangerous. I don't even think it's sneaky. Everybody knows about their running back. He is elite, and if he gets a crease of space, he is gone. We're familiar with him. My first year here, we played against that same running back when he was a freshman, and he was elite then. They've got a quarterback that we know really well because he was at Union last year as a backup and won 4 games for them. That guy is dangerous, and he will all of a sudden make a play even when you think everything was broken down. They've got some defensive linemen that are big and physical, and they've got a secondary that can fly around. They are dangerous, just like everybody in our district is, but they've got a few more weapons at their disposal than maybe even some of the teams that we played.
Yeah, I think looking at the defensive side of the ball too, that's what you're preparing for this week. Offensively, wanting to get off on the right foot and pound the rock. I think everybody in this district knows that this is a Broken Arrow team that's going to bring pressure on you with the run game, as we've mentioned in the show already. Looking at Edmond Santa Fe's defense, trying to take advantage of that, is right back to the table with it.
That's who we are. We certainly acknowledge the challenges that we think we're going to have in the game based on who they have, their personnel. But you also can't get away from who our personnel is and what we're good at and what our strengths are. And so that's not changing.
Talk about maybe the message to your players of embracing that challenge and embracing the fun of that. I think some guys just thrive in environments where they know they're kind of the enemy.
Yeah, you have to treat it like an underdog. And again, you talk about lessons that you hope they learned. We talked about going into Mustang, treating it as if you're down 2 touchdowns already. The officiating's different. The environment's different. Whether it's loud and distracting or even quiet and almost odd, which is what I've heard is a little bit more what Santa Fe's environment is right now. So we'll have to bring our own juice, our own energy, our own focus, and that stuff has got to travel.
Yeah, and finally, before we wrap up, let's just go back and recollect a little bit on the atmosphere, of course, for homecoming at Broken Arrow. You got a chance to kind of take it in. I know you're kind of chomping at the bit a bit to just get the game going for sure, but another great atmosphere, great to recognize so many greats. Of course, Tayshaun Jones-White's family being recognized alongside some others as well. It was just a great night.
It's unbelievable every time we get to play here, and the homecoming edition just makes it even more special, then especially when you cap it off with a win. So the environment's unreal. I was just talking to somebody about it. If we found ourselves in an overtime at home, I wonder if it's better to do the overtime down by the student section or down by the band.
Yeah.
Because either one is a benefit for us. But I absolutely love playing at home, and I love that our kids love playing at home.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. The pride of Broken Arrow, just as good as the student section when it comes to rounding people up. Head coach Josh Blankenship, everybody, of course, we want to thank you for coming on. That'll wrap it up for Inside Tiger Football this week. It is on to Edmond Santa Fe on the road. This has been an edition of Inside Tiger Football brought to you by Rib Crib. Welcome into this edition of Broken Arrow Football, brought to you through ArrowVision, on the road for the second time this year in district play as your Tigers take on Edmond Santa Fe in the city of Edmond. Of course, myself, Luke Hamilton, alongside me, Mo Wallace, and later on, of course, Madison Dildine with us. Again, a statement made last week that this team can get back on track and get into the win column. Now, you can be above 500 in district play by the end of tonight, but it is a desperate Santa Fe team that not only is looking for a district win, but their first win on the campaign. And when you back a wolf into a corner, it doesn't typically go well for you. That's kind of the scenario tonight, so you need to be coming in here with your head locked in.
Well, they're going to come out fighting. That's just what they're going to do tonight, Luke. But we have to come out on our A game tonight. It's just one of those games where we have to have zero turnovers, play flawless football tonight, come out and take care of ourselves. It's not about them, it's about us tonight. And if we can do that, we should come out victorious on that end tonight.
Head coach Blankenship certainly likes to run the football. He likes to run the football with a variety of different numbers as well. We got to see quite a bit in the backfield last week. Roberson gets in for a full game again since that suspension, did fantastic. But on top of that, guys like Corey Sango proved that they belong at the varsity level. A little bit of a different dynamic runner, right? You get Roberson maybe patient to the hole outside on occasion. Sango runs right downhill and very hard for a freshman, and he was fun to watch in that game last week.
He's like a bullet out of a cannon. I mean, he's gonna take on his path. That's what he's gonna do. He's not gonna get up there, tiptoe around. He's gonna come hit the hole as quick as possible. Like Blank said on Inside Tiger Football, it's like he just closes his eyes and he just stays on his path and he gets downhill. So expect his touches to increase this week, along with the duo with Agent Zero and Cowboy tonight. But I do expect Sango to have at least 15 touches tonight at least.
Yeah, we do not see an easy win in this district in particular. We saw that with how UConn came out of the gate homecoming night on the road against Broken Arrow and put up 28 points on the board in that half. You're going to the locker room down, and you're thinking, okay, this is a little bit desperation time in a sense, maybe for some players, but you got to calm that mindset down a little bit and just get back to doing the job that you're supposed to do. The team did that. It was a tale of two halves. That second half was
tremendous in comparison.
Well, they settled down, and I think that's what this program needs to understand is you're going to have ball games like that all the time. And championship programs, they can't flinch in the face of adversity. They have to come in, settle down, take care of themselves tonight. But that's just what they did last week. They came out, pitched a shutout in the second half, and hopefully defensively that can continue tonight.
There can be a lot less of a distraction on the road. I think this team learned a lot about themselves in their first road test on the road in Mustang. Huge environment there, tough and, well, difficult all night to deal with in a sense. Yet, it was one play away from a possible win in overtime.
Yes.
You look at the next road game that this team has. It's on the road in Owasso. Team learned a lot about what this district can be made of for sure and what it takes to be at the top of that district.
Yes.
Today, same scenario. Maybe less distraction, but it's all about the Broken Arrow Tigers, and it's all about what they can do within themselves.
Well, and like you said, that's true. I mean, you have to come in with the mindset of if we do what we're doing perfectly tonight, then we should come out with a fairly easy win. But if we sit up there and turn the football over, don't tackle well on defense, don't play well on defense overall, it could be one of those situations where we're in a dogfight towards the end of the game. And like you said, when the Wolf is backed up, he's going to fight as much as possible to get himself out of that corner. And this is kind of like their state championship game tonight. You know, I know they faced Union in the early part of the year. And, you know, they have Owasso still on their schedule. But this is a team in Broken Arrow in our program that they feel that they come out, they play their best football tonight, that they can catch us sleeping and steal a victory from us tonight.
Certainly so. A victory at home against UConn. Things that you might have learned about this team after not just the second half in particular, but that whole game in an essence. You go back, you get a chance to watch film. Did we learn anything new about this group going into what is now another district game?
Well, it's grit. I mean, and Blankenship says that, and that's a word that we use all throughout our whole program. We got to have grit. You got to show resiliency. That's what we learned last week with this group. They came in last week, you know, all kinds of distractions when it comes to homecoming. But sometimes I don't like to say that for the simple fact that I know he doesn't like to say that. But it's the truth. I mean, when you got a young ball club like that and things, all kinds of distractions, distance learning Friday, homecoming, you know, extended time out in the locker room. I mean, all that can come into a factor when it comes to a young team like that. But we just have to learn to take care of situations like that and just prevail, and that's what we did last week.
Jeremiah Satemba at the quarterback position has found a way, in our opinion, to start to see a bit more confidence in himself when running the football.
Yes.
That's going to be important for him. Nobody's trying to change this guy's style. Blankenship made sure that we were aware of that. It's not forcing him into a bubble where he has to run. I think he's just learning that he can do it, and he can do it in certain situations, and that's the maturity we're seeing at quarterback. We'll see if there's a little bit more of a fruition of that today early in the ball game rather than making plays late.
Well, this will be his sixth start as a varsity quarterback. You know, he's learning not to force things. He's learning that if the read is not there, first or second read, hey, I got my legs, I can get outside, I can make things happen, I can get a first down, slide for a first down, I can run it into the end zone. Now a lot of teams are going to understand that, hey, he is that dual threat quarterback, and if we could continue to protect him the way we could protect him, open up passing lanes for him, you know, if he has to run, he'll be able to run, and he'll be able to beat you with his legs, not along, also with his arm.
The defensive side of the ball, a lot of guys were fun to watch last week. John Brohl had a breakout game, getting to the quarterback quite a bit in that second half. Also up the middle, really stopping the run game late in that ball game against UConn. It's going to be a necessity against a team that has a good backfield in Edmond Santa Fe.
Oh, yes. I mean, they're very athletic. I mean, if you get the receivers into the open, it could be a track meet with them. I mean, he is a dynamic running back. The running back is. He's been around for the last 4 years. We've seen him at least 2 times out of the last 4 years. So as long as we keep him corralled, keep the receivers corralled, don't allow them to get outside, don't allow them to find creases to break open in the open field, and just tackle well. I mean, I know that's been a thing that we've been talking about since day one of the season, but that just boils down to it. That's elementary. You got to tackle well, and we should be successful.
We'll take you to one of our favorite restaurants in town, the Big Biscuit. We'll break down a few keys to the game tonight as we head to break. It's Edmond Santa Fe hosting your Broken Arrow Tigers on ArrowVision.
Hey Tiger fans, I'm Madison Dildine with ArrowVision, and we're standing outside of the Big Biscuit Broken Arrow, located at Lynn Lane and the Broken Arrow Expressway, to bring you this week's edition of the Big Biscuit Blitz, where the ArrowVision crew breaks down tonight's game in 60 seconds. Let's check it out.
Hey Tiger fans, welcome back for this week's edition of the Big Biscuit Blitz. It's a road game against Edmond Santa Fe. It's going to be a great one.
chance to get some momentum rolling after a victory against UConn. What are some keys against the Wolves?
Well, second of 3 road trips down to the Oklahoma City area, Luke. One thing we have to do is start fast as a team, create turnovers on defense, tackle well on defense, and the secondary has to play well in this game, as Santa Fe is a very athletic squad. Offensively, continue to do best, and that's run the football with Octavian and company, and just be us tonight.
It's going to be an exciting one. Make sure you tune in on ArrowVision. Of course, as always, we've got some great food from the Big Biscuit, breakfast and lunch. Let's dig in.
Let's dig in.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip, every treat, and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. All within the QT app. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Sidelined with an injury? Running interference with a cold or flu? When it comes to your health, don't drop the ball. Choose All-Star Care from your hometown healthcare team. Ascension St. John.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's Chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
Hey, Broken Arrow fans! Score big with TTCU Federal Credit Union's School Pride Card. Each time you use your card, we donate to Broken Arrow Public Schools, adding to the $2.5 million we've given statewide. TTCU, where members are raving fans.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on ArrowVision. Broken Arrow football upcoming on the road against Edmond Santa Fe. The Wolves host the Tigers tonight. Of course, myself, Luke Hamilton, alongside me, Mo Wallace, and everybody involved, of course, behind the scenes as well. We're excited to get rolling, but of course, we do need to reflect, and reflection at this point in the calendar year becomes more prevalent as we move ahead. We'll look at the 6A1 scores from around the state. And, of course, the northeastern Oklahoma area. Deer Creek, they pick up another big victory. Edmond North was the opponent, 4-0. And looking at that at the end of it all, now 5-0 after that week. Edmond North being the opponent. Deer Creek, learning more and more about them myself, but you know them quite well. they are nobody to mess with for sure in 6A1.
Well, right now I think they'll compete with Jinx and Bixby over there in that other district in 6A1. Traditionally, they will bring the heat. They are a team that will throw the football a lot, but we possibly could see them when mid-November, early December comes around.
No doubt. Edmond Memorial, they picked up a victory against these Edmond Santa Fe Wolves last week, 35-7. Hasn't been a year for Edmond Santa Fe where they put up a ton of points. They did so on a couple of occasions, but they've only put up what is 35 points in their last 3 games.
Yes.
You do the math. Just a little over 10 points a game in that sequence. They've got to find something that's going to work. And so what you see on film might not be what you see today if they decide to throw a lot out the window.
Well, they played a stout. I think Edmond Memorial has a stout team. Watching them on film when it comes to Santa Fe, studying Santa Fe during this week, I think Edmond Memorial has a pretty good defensive line. They have some athletes. They have a very good quarterback that's one of the top in the state. So they could be a team that's that at the end of the year that you're going to be able to go through it and win a state championship also.
The Bixby Spartans, of course, they picked up a victory against Moore just 1 week ago, 49-7.
Yes.
It's a Bixby team. I think everybody out of the gate expected greatness. We've seen that so far from this program, but maybe a little bit shakier than it is now. This is a team right back where they left off, it seems.
They're traditionally the standard in the state of Oklahoma right now, so they are the powerhouse that everybody wants to either emulate or beat. And in my opinion, I'd rather beat them whenever the chips are down. And right now, they're the squad out there.
Norman North and Westmore went at it 27-24 in that one. That's a little bit of an interesting scoreline simply because Westmore, I don't think people expected them to maybe be off to a little bit of a better start than they're at right now. They can compete and they can steal one in this district if people aren't careful.
Well, and they revamped. I mean, obviously they got rid of their head coach for reasons unforeseen, but they did get a new staff in. They're surrounded. That new head coach is surrounded by great assistants, as our program is also. So Westmore is going to be a team that at the end of the year is going to be a dogfight. But Norman North, obviously, our opponent next week. So we'll see what they have coming to the table. But they're a team that I think we'll have to compete with next week also in order to put ourselves in position to obviously get a first-round bye.
Just when you think that there might be a good football game on the slate, Owasso, they drub Union, and it's 48-14. And I don't think anybody's touching the Rams anytime soon. That's a tough scoreline to look at for everybody that has not only Union, but of course Owasso maybe later on the slate.
Well, they're loaded. I mean, we seen them a couple weeks ago, Luke, and they just have everything at every position. They have the line, they have the skill guys, they have the coaches, they have everything that could put together to go on a state run. So Owasso is the standard in our district. Obviously, if we take care of business, we could see them down the road in the playoffs if we take care of our business. But, yes, they just drummed Union last week, and it was at Union. So winning a big game like that on the road during Union's homecoming showed everybody in the state that they're legitimately the number one team in the state so far.
Jenks has pulled away quite a bit in a couple of these wins. They did so again last week against Norman, 31-12. Jenks, another team that, of course, this BA team doesn't have to deal with this year, but is going to be in the mix at the end.
Well, yeah, and week positive, that's another team. I mean, as the district goes along, as games start to be played here in the next few weeks, the playoff picture start to clear up week in and week out. So Jinx is another team, regardless of how they start, that's how you finish, and that's the same way with us. I mean, how you start doesn't compare to how you finish. So, I mean, I remember a few years ago they started 1-4, and next thing you know, they win state championship. So a traditional powerhouse that their program is where it's at. So that's just the way they do it. So I expect them to be at it when it comes to December. I expect them to see them sometime in December as well.
Mustang and Enid, they went at it last week. Mustang has a thing for one-point victories, and BA unfortunately knows that all too well.
Yes.
They pick up another one-point victory, 33-32 this time round, and that Mustang team, the Broncos just know how to stay in it and then finish the job.
Well, that's the middle of the pack when it comes to that side of the district. On the other side of the district, so we're 6A1-1 and they're 6A1-2. So that's just the middle of the pack when it comes to that part of the district over there on the west side of the state. You'll see teams like that, Mustang and Enid, going at it. I mean, it'll be 1-point victory here, a 1-point victory, or a 1-point loss here. So expect to see that all throughout when the middle part of that district.
And, of course, Broken Arrow, they pick up the 42-28 win. And for those that joined us late here, that was a statement for Broken Arrow, I think, more so internally than anything. It was, hey, we can finish the job. we can come back in a football game and we can bounce back the right way in a second half. I think now that formula for them internally is just going to be, let's get off to the right start and let's finish like we know how to do. And all of a sudden you're pulling away with big victories at that point.
Well, it's putting together a complete victory, complete game. I mean, and so far I think we're learning that in this program as these kids get older and older and get more experience underneath their belt when it comes to winning games in this district. So as long as we can put together a complete game, we'll see those victories that we've been yearning for a long time around here.
The Tigers are getting set here soon to hit the field, and they'll be wearing their whites with black helmets and those gold pants. Of course, a great combination. We haven't seen it this year. Get to see it here this time around. All black are the uniforms for Edmond Santa Fe with those dark green helmets. Got a little bit of orange tint. We'll try to get the story behind that as we go down the stretch. But mix them up with the pylons on occasion if we're not careful here tonight. We're about 5 minutes away from kickoff, and I think just getting on the road and still looking at the Oklahoma weather as well. You're not necessarily in the dog days of the heat in the schedule. Maybe it starts to get a little bit crisp in the evening, and I don't know. It's down to the minute things in the sport of football. It just gets you jacked up even more when there's a little bit of crispness in the air if you're on that field.
Yeah.
First quarter, second quarter's rolling by, and it feels like football a bit.
Yeah, well, you get that nip in the air. I mean, I know we talked about it coming into the stadium. I mean, I'm the type of guy, I mean, I wish it'd be 85 degrees, 75, 80-degree weather year-round, but I understand when the weather gets a little bit chilly and when the sun goes down, the lights come on. In October, it's going to get a little bit chilly, and that's when the ground game comes into effect. I mean, you get into October, early November, the ground game comes into effect, and I think that's what we're set up for is running the football and doing what we do best. But it's still unseasonably warm out here, but you know we'll take it either way it goes.
It looked as if Broken Arrow won the coin toss, at least by a head nod. That's what would be the case. We'll see if that is confirmation, as it looks like potentially Broken Arrow will defer to the second half. Do not take that as gospel by any means, as we will find out in just a moment if that is truly the case, as we are almost set to have the Tigers take the field in just a moment. National anthem already wrapped up here tonight on a beautiful night in Edmond, Oklahoma. And I think looking at the first drive of the ball game, too, I think if you're Edmond Santa Fe, that first drive of the game means a little bit more to you here tonight. I think BA, like we said last week, has shown that, hey, no problem if we get down early. We can find a way to manage back. Edmond Santa Fe, they need every piece of momentum they can get. And tonight, that first drive is going to be big.
Well, it's going to be huge for both ball clubs. I mean, but I think if we start on defense, I said it best when we talked earlier. I think we need 3 and out. I mean, I think we need that confidence going into a game like this with our defense that's I mean, yes, we had a shutout going into last week into the second half, but we need a 3 and out, and we need to set a statement real quick in the first half.
We'll shoot it to break here on ArrowVision. When we come back, we'll be literally moments away from kickoff as you are watching Broken Arrow Tigers football on ArrowVision. We'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. We are live at Tiger Field in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. And now, 4 quarters of Broken Arrow Tiger football.
The jungle, where the Tigers call home, known for their strength, power, and size. Born to hunt, born to protect, born to conquer. ruler of their territory. A predator. Untamable. The alpha.
Getting procedures ready as we get set for kickoff this evening between Broken Arrow and Edmond Santa Fe. Kickoff number 1 upcoming, and we'll correct ourselves from the coin toss information as of earlier. It is the Tigers to receive to start the ball game. That means Edmond Santa Fe, of course, by default, they'll get the ball to start the second half. And we are set for district game number 3 on the year. And we're underway. Short and relatively easy kick off the field here. A lot of whistles, however, will stop things as we may reset. It looked like there was a flag near the kicking side of the play, so we might have had a little bit of a false start here or a little bit of an offside on the kickoff. That might be the guess. So a false start on the kickoff will march them back. Not a big kick there out of the leg of Edmond Santa Fe. So we'll see if this has any effect on this upcoming return opportunity if it's a similar kick.
Looks like we have Octavia Roberson and Zane Matthews back to receive at about the 15-yard line.
Jacob Wilson ready to kick once again. Looks like his formation setup might be a relatively shorter kick than last time. It will be, and it is fielded by Roberson near the 20-yard line. Roberson has some space up the middle, and he's brought down just past the 40. Might have had a chance to slip all the way into the end zone if he beats that tackler. Nevertheless, good field position for Jeremiah Satemba, the birthday boy last week, and he picked up a victory on his birthday, trying to keep that momentum in this new age.
Well, and I like the way we have had that return right there, Luke. I mean, you hit the hole quick. That's what we teach when it comes to kickoff return. So, hey, if you're on your patio watching the game, grab a glass of lemonade. Let's go.
There you go. Satemba and Roberson in the backfield. 3 at the top side of your screen, and a handoff will go to Roberson outside. He'll bounce outside even more so. Can't get past the line of scrimmage. However, in Santa Fe, a little bit of that early liking that they wanted out of their defense. They get it at least on play 1. It'll be second down and right where we started.
And here we go with tempo. This is something that Blankenship likes to do starting the game. So we got empty backfield, little tempo with 3 receivers to the near side.
5 options out wide. It's a screen pass to Zane Matthews. Boudreaux breaking 1.5
Ball's
tackles.
loose.
Ball is loose on the ground, and Santa Fe has got it. A fumble recovery on play number 2 of the ball game, and all of a sudden, Edmond Santa Fe, who kicked off to start the ball game, gets the ball at half. Might as well have given them to start the ball game. This is the second game now on the schedule where the Tigers have had this unfortunate type of play. And we'll see if the defense can come up early, maybe still having some conversations on the sideline about what this first defensive set would look like. Well, you have to stop that conversation and quickly get out of the barracks and onto the field.
Well, and you got to make it happen. So, I mean, it happens. I mean, that's the way sometimes games start. And we can't start like this also on defense. I mean, they go a hard count. We are an aggressive defense. We do like to bring the pressure. So they go a hard count to start the game. But, I mean, we can't turn the football over. And sometimes that's not an excuse to start a game, but you just can't turn the football over right there.
Certainly so. Zane Matthews Boudreaux on the fumble recovered by Edmond Santa Fe. And now first down and 5 due to the penalty on the opening play. Solid run gets close to the first down. Going to be about a yard short. 2nd and 1.
Great to see Messiah back in action at the corner at the top end right there. Looks like we have Tayshawn playing free safety. A couple of changes made in the secondary right there. Obviously, we got our guy in the middle as Cole Lamont leading the troops out there on our defense.
Kaysen Delgado, the sophomore quarterback, 6'1", 175 pounds, will be in the backfield for the Wolves tonight. He hands off up the middle to the burst of speed from the legs out of number 6 in black tonight. That's Jaden Brown. Or rather, that being Demarius Robinson, my apologies. 5'9", 175-pound Demarius Robinson. He's sort of the one everybody's circled on their sheet here this week, and he's somebody that can make a big difference in the backfield. You saw just how powerful his legs could be.
Well, he's a guy that if he sees a crease and he gets it, I mean, he's going to be up the field getting vertical, and he's going to make you pay.
Snap slightly high, but handed off here to Robinson. He's on the outside, but it might be coming back as a flag is thrown.
Yeah, looks that's an area right there where a hold is usually happening, so we'll see about this call, Luke.
Typically, those outside runs do find themselves in those hold situations more often than the inside runs, and that's going to be the case. A holding call is going to march it on back, and here's your chance to grab a hold of something if you're the defensive side of the ball right now.
Well, and this is the opportunity. I mean, obviously, this might be a pass situation right now, even though it's still first down for Santa Fe. But, I mean, they're playing behind the chains. They feel comfortable with the run game after these first few plays. So we'll see what's going on here. And if they do end up the pass, I mean, I think the key also is to get Delgado in a situation where he's going to be erratic, and because he has shown that a lot. He is a sophomore. He's had a few starts under his belt as a transfer from the school off of South Domingo, but he still can get erratic. He's still young.
Next play from scrimmage goes outside to the left and won't really do much. A flag on the play will wait and stand by once again. Demarius Robinson, he'll have his run canceled out.
So that'll be against him again, Luke. So this is what you want to do. You want to have a team that's going to play behind the chains. So you've already done that. You've got them. It looks like the penalty is going to be declined. It'll bring up 2nd and long, but it plays right into our hands. As a defense, we're going to put pressure on Delgado and try to get him out of his spot, throw some crazy passes, and hopefully we can get some interceptions right here.
Delgado this year in the backfield will see if he releases the football. 1,044 yards on the campaign thus far. He's 83 for 142 in the completion game. That's good for 58%. He'll look to release the football for the first time today. Sidearm, and it is right at the feet of the secondary for Broken Arrow. Close, but nothing on that one. And a dangerous play by Delgado.
And it looks like, I mean, that was at the feet. It looks like that was the feet at Hudson Lott. Hudson Lott making his first varsity start tonight for Broken Arrow. So we're anxious to see as they bring him out, bring a new package in. Looks like they brought in a couple other guys as besides still to the top. Don Fryer's here at the bottom. Tayshawn's going to be your top safety over there at the top. So it looks like they got Jason Johnson here as a safety on the near side.
3rd and long.
Also, Deshaun Jordan's also in. Looks like he's playing a little bit of linebacker right here. Strong
From the
safety.
36-yard line, releasing again over the middle. It is caught. A first down and a big pickup on 3rd and long will move the chains. Nathaniel Shader on the catch. The senior is what it looked like. And that will send, of course, the tight end position into the involvement tonight. Haven't seen a ton of that as looks from the opponent this year, but got a big catch there.
Well, and that's going to be something that you're going to see from Santa Fe. They're going to try to get their big tight end into the picture right here. As a free safety, you got to keep your eye on that guy right there coming up the seam.
Delgado will hand off to Robinson. Robinson has a ton of speed outside, tiptoeing his way close to the goal line, and he's going to be just shy.
Looks like he's in.
They will give him credit. They might have to take a look. We'll see if they do in discussion. But for now, the call is a touchdown. He stayed in, and that right foot just close to the white stayed on the green, and it is a 6-0 start for the Wolves.
Well, once again, it's missed tackles. I mean, there's 2, 3, maybe 4 missed tackles right there. We got to make those plays right there, Luke. He's going to be a guy that you got to bring down on first contact. You either got to trip him up, you got to do something so you guys can rally to the football. But I mean, you have a turnover in the first few plays of the game, but it's still no excuse. You got to take care of business on defense. But we'll see what happens when we get the offense back on the field.
Looks as if the kicking unit will officially come out to send it away for the extra point.
Looks like we had a timeout. Looks like there were some personnel issues for Santa Fe.
Personnel issues, certainly the case. as that will be a timeout called by Edmond Santa Fe. So they have to burn one on an extra point. And of course, sometimes if you have a list, you put that at the top of your list is when you don't want to burn a timeout.
Oh, you don't want to burn a timeout within the first 3-4 minutes of a football game, especially on an extra point where it's something like that. You go over it during practice, situational practices. Looks like that, like I said, that was a personnel issue right there. Some one of their players just wasn't paying attention when it comes to extra point field goal. But, hey, that's one timeout off their board, and maybe that'll bode well for us in the future of this first half.
Might pay off later on for sure. We'll have to circle it on the sheet as of right now. 9:27 left in the first quarter, and striking first is the Wolves here at home. Extra point is a go this time round, and the kick, it'll be up and no problem. 7-0 will come back. The Tigers will have the ball back again. We'll see if their fortunes can turn around. A fumble on their opening drive, down 7-0. We'll be back on ArrowVision.
Just a reminder, there'll come a time that they can no longer share a bedroom. That's why we have a complete array of home loans, so that dream of more space can come true, right on time. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
There is nothing like teaching about the rewards in life, like catching that first big fish. Now they can learn about other rewards by opening up my first savings account just for them. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
Fortune's not quite in the favor of the Broken Arrow Tigers on the opening drive. A fumble, and responding with fumble recovery are the Wolves into the end zone. A 7-0 start as you rejoin us here on ArrowVision. Opportunity to get the ball back and to make, yet again, what is an opposite statement on your second drive of the day. Again, we really haven't seen a full drive in a sense, just 2 plays was that fumble. It's sent on away. This one a much deeper kick. In fact, it'll land just inside the 5. It is going to be grabbed by Roberson. He's got to get out of danger quick, and they will bury him just after the 10-yard line. So deep in their own territory for the Tigers this time. A little bit of an opposite scenario on kickoff. Santa Fe, they're improving each play. Broken Arrow kind of the opposite direction, but we're just not quite 3 minutes into this one tonight.
Well, and that's a little bit of that's some miscommunication by Zane and Octavian right there. That's something you got to work on. I mean, obviously that one was kicked right towards Octavian. Looks to me they thought it was going to go in the end zone, but you still have to make sure it goes into the end zone. So hopefully we can get our feet underneath us. Like I always say, Luke, just calm down. Like Blank said on Inside Tiger Football, it's an environment that we got to bring our own juice in. So we'll see what we can do right here on offense.
First play of this new set of downs. Hand off to Roberson. He holds on with 2 hands, and it will go for about a yard on first.
And a little bit off tackle right there for us as we, once again, we're going with tempo. We got Zane to the bottom of the formation down here. Looks like Tayshawn at the top.
We'll see if they go right back to Zane Matthews-Boudreau. That all here early in the drive. After that fumble, it's going to be a scramble here for Satemba. A couple of rushing scores last game for Satemba. It's something that we're not surprised by at all, but will we start to see him move his legs more as something that's maybe not such a rarity? We don't know, but early on you see a quick run there from him, and we'll see if he's up for the task, and that's something that he finds himself more comfortable in.
And I like that element of his game, his legs. I mean, that just shows he brings a different style to the game that a lot of Broken Arrow quarterbacks have not had in the past.
Quick throw out to Zane Matthews-Boudreau. He'll make the catch and gain a handful, but it is not going to be enough for the first down. So punt unit's going to come out, and unfortunately throwing just beneath the sticks can't quite get the yards they need, and there it is, a 3-and-out.
A 3-and-out, and that's unfortunate for us right there. But like I said, I mean, it's something that we have to understand going on the road, a district game. We have to come out with our hairs on fire. So as we have an unorthodox way of starting this punt right here, as we go back to the traditional way of punting the football, that's the Tim's going to punt the football right here.
Satemba will get it away. It's high, a ton of hang time there, and just shy of the 50-yard line. It will be fair caught about the 48, if not 47. And here now, this defense has a ton on their shoulders coming up. You don't want to go down by 2 scores, especially not even halfway through what is the first quarter. And you got punched in the mouth early. How do you respond? That's the question.
Well, and that's the big time. That's a big response right there. I mean, you got to show grit. I mean, this is something that the defense has to do. We have to show out right here. We got to get a 3 and out. I mean, obviously starting the football right here at the 50-yard line. So we have to make a statement right here on defense.
They'll give him credit back to the 50 instead. So that's where this drive will start. Option, he'll hand it off, rather keep it himself, Delgado. It'll pick up 8.
And that's a little RPO action right there. Delgado does have legs on him. He made 4 starts last year with that team over there on South Mingo. I'll call it Union, the team on South Mingo. So, so don't be surprised if you see a lot of that from him tonight also.
So Delgado on the read option will carry it for what is credit for 7 yards ultimately. A little bit of a sidearm throw there. Again, that's his release point, and it's caught for what is a first down.
And we got it looks like we didn't get the communication as Don Fryer's out there with his hands up in the air, wanting to know what the communication was from the sidelines. So might have been a little mix up in the secondary right there, but we have to get that straight right there as we got a 2-man route going, and we just have to close space, close that green.
Malachi Davis on the catch. He's to the near side of your screen, one of those wide receiver targets for the Wolves. 0-5 is Edmond Santa Fe, coming into today looking for their first not only district win but victory on the campaign, as this run is healthy for at least 4 yards on first.
And so far early, it looks like Santa Fe is having their way with our defensive line, Gabe Manning and them up front. So hopefully, with their center, like I said, we watched it on film. My guy Bo Faro did tell me that their center does like to snap the football with 2 hands. So I'm not really able to see right now, but we'll see. We should be able to take care of him also tonight if he's snapping it with 2 hands.
Some pressure coming from up the
Ball's
middle.
loose.
Bad snap, and Delgado's got to go get it. He gets away from one tackler. He's not going to worry about getting rid of the football. In fact, he runs out of bounds. He picks his head up there. He might just be able to throw that ball away, and he saves his team a ton of yards. A mistake there in a rushed situation by Delgado, and the Tigers will take it.
And that's what the pressure is going to do to you with a center like that. That's probably a little skittish about what's coming up the A-gaps right there. But, I mean, that's a gift for us. Hoping we can unwrap this gift and get the ball back and go down and score.
Huge response needed out of the Wolves now after losing a large chunk of yards for the first time tonight offensively. 3rd down and 17.
Little screen action right there now.
Pass to Davis. That ball hits the turf incomplete. And the punt unit should be coming out here for Edmond Santa Fe unless they like what their defense has done early and unless they want to go for it here.
And that's a little tight bunch situation right there that Edmond Santa Fe has showed on film quite a bit. They're now screens. Obviously, that's been an Achilles heels of our defense, but that was great by our guys getting downhill and disrupting that play right there.
On the left hash, Delgado will be back what looks to be in punt formation. He will kick it away. A great punt and a good bounce. A favorable one indeed, and it'll roll at least to the 2-yard line, close to the 1. Perfectly placed by Delgado and company, and the Tigers will be backed up almost mathematically to all they would have left. Down 7-0 with 6:04 left here in the first. Great stop defensively. You got some fortunes from the bad snap, but you finished the drive off, and now you can reset kind of with a fresh breath here.
Well, fresh breath, I mean, they're going to make their adjustments. We got the ball, it looks like, inside the 1-yard line, Luke. So, hey, let's go 99.5 yards right here. Make a statement, get control of this game, because that would be a backbreaker if we go 99.5 yards on them.
We've seen it done before on many occasions. Those Sooner fans remember Abdul Adams against the Baylor Bears going what was basically 99.5 yards on one play. Not long ago.
And that's a safe play that a lot of offensive coordinators and offensive minds like to run right there as we came out of the end zone. With a muddle, a little sugar huddle right there. You'll get a little quarterback sneak up the middle. Give a little breathing room to your offense so we can spread our offense back out and go with what we do best.
So there's that cushion right there. In fact, that cushion ends up gaining 4 yards, a solid pickup. Handoff to Roberson. He'll bury his head forward for what is going to be third and well manageable upcoming. And a big play here. You're going to be punting from your own goal line if you're not careful on this next play.
Little personnel changes coming in right there. Looks like we got Garcia coming in at the slot right here.
Jaden Garcia, bottom of your screen in the slot. Roberson will be in motion to the near side now, taking the snap. September rolls away, throws on the run. It's caught by Zane Matthews-Boudreau, and he'll step out. A big pickup and a great target for him.
Great reverse rollout, great play right there by Jeremiah and his boys. Great protection up front, led by Caden Moody, has still not given up a pressure or a sack so far this year. Little pitch and catch, I mean, that's just elementary right there. Basic football, pitch and catch, first down Tigers.
Gets the ball up to the 29-yard line. Or rather the 24, that is. Satemba will look motion in the screen game here. St. Matthews-Boudreau again is brought down. Can't find the space he was looking for. There is a flag on the play.
Might be a hold. Possibly a face mask, but could be a hold.
Quite a few numbers that it could be on, potentially.
Yes.
It's going to be on the offense, a holding call, and the Tigers will march back a bit here. So all that you gained, you lose a little bit of that breathing room again.
And sometimes when you run little swing routes like that to your on the perimeter, your receivers are going to try to get their arms. They need to get their arms inside the breastplate. If you got your arms and your hands outside, more than likely you grab a jersey. That official's going to call that hold every time.
So stays first down, but it is quite a bit of space to go.
And there's no panic right here. I mean, this is something that we practice all the time, so there's no panic by our offense.
1st and 20, Satemba is going to keep it himself, and he doesn't have much out of the first down play, so it's going to be 2nd and long again.
And they're doing a great job of pursuing to the football, Luke. Corralling Jeremiah, also corralling Agent Zero and Octavian, so see if we might open up. I know a lot of things are scripted when it comes to our offense, and a lot of offenses, period, as Keaton Johnson runs off the field. And it looks like Tayshawn comes onto the field as he's the wide receiver to the bottom of the formation right now.
Satemba in the shotgun. Will look to his right, rolls to his right, throws on the run, one-on-one down the sideline, and it's popped incomplete. Stab of a play at the last moment to take away what looked to be a target towards Zane Matthews-Boudreau, if not Tayshawn Jones-Wade.
And he kind of threw that on a run. I would like to see him kind of set up and put that and throw that, as I like to say, throw it out of the stadium and let your guy run underneath it. So brings up 3rd down and long.
That was Zane Matthews-Boudreau on that target. 4:06 left in the first quarter, 3rd and long. Satemba has time to look to throw, does so one-on-one,
yes.
And it's going to be a pass interference call upcoming. Putting pressure on was Tayshawn Jones-Wade, his first target of the night. It's not a catch, but it's an effective play, and it's going to be a beautiful one for Broken Arrow.
And that's what you get your best players. You get them in a seam route or a fly route that we used to call back in the day. That's just a stretch play right there for Tayshawn getting upfield. Obviously, that defensive back can't run with him. Could have been incidental contact, but that's good for us because that now brings up 3rd and about 4 as it is a 15-yard penalty.
3rd down, just a handful to go. Yet again, another important 3rd.
Looks like we're bringing in kind of a heavy set, so I'll look for them to either run power or counter right here.
We'll see if Edmond Santa Fe picks that up if they want to stack the box here.
But there's always a bootleg off of this as they go muddle huddle, what we call sugar huddle.
A ton in the box for sure. Satemba will bootleg out of this. He'll roll out. He's tripped up and he fumbles the football. A lineman might have dove on it, but regardless, it's going to be 4th down, so decision time for Broken Arrow is going to be the punt unit. that close to getting away, and out in space was Sitemba, and a shoestring tackle for the Wolves helps out.
Kind of get them knees up right there, but great play by their defense right there. So we'll see what's going on as we have a trips to both sides on this punt.
We'll see if Sitemba will do it. It's going to be a fake punt. One-on-one throw down the sideline, and there he is. Tayshawn Jones-Wade is gone. Touchdown Tigers. Tie game upcoming.
And that happens, and that's what we practice a lot. There's a few fakes off of this punt formation that we have, so that's just got Tayshawn streaking down the field, and that's 6 on the board for the Tigers.
That looked like an angry Josh Blankenship with that kind of play call. He wanted it, and he got it to his number 1 target on the campaign. Sitemba, with a perfect dime of a throw, has us within 1.
And that's something that you practice, like I said, all week long. You know what you have when you're coming into the week. When it comes to special teams, you know what's going to happen, how they're going to line up to your punt formation. So we just took advantage of the situation right there. Now it's 7-7, Luke.
Tied up. We'll send it to break with that tie score. 3:30 to go. We'll be back. More Broken Arrow football on ArrowVision upcoming.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Kicking away are the Tigers upcoming after tying the football game on what was a 4th and 3. Let's describe it in poetry. Trips down to the bottom side. Sitemba's back. He's a punter just as much as he is a quarterback at times. You don't know what the play call could be, but Sitemba knew what it was. Tayshawn Jones-Wade knew what it was, and it's a touchdown on a beautiful throw.
It's a beautiful throw right there. Like I said, we practice it a lot. Different things we can do out of that formation. Tayshawn streaking down the field. And like I said, it's one of those situations you know with how they're going to line up to it. So, and 9 times out of 10, Luke, I'll take our dude over their dude, and it's 6 points on the board.
It was a target to number 19 in white and black tonight that allowed the Tigers to get within manageable distance of the first down marker. A pass interference after Tayshawn Jones-Wade beat his man deep and was hauled down a bit. Set up a 3rd down and close. Sitemba, on a bootleg play, decided to run opposite of the direction of the play, with himself going against the grain. Was strung up on a shoestring tackle. 4th down, you're shaking your head, nothing seemingly going right until it went perfectly right on a 4th down touchdown pass. 7-7, and we're sort of living in the matrix a bit here with this kickoff. We'll see if it actually is reality, and looks to be this time. So, fair catch, and we'll get things rolling with the Wolves, who are certainly just as much in this ball game. And offensively, Demarius Robinson, we'll see the kind of weight they want to put on him early in the football game. He doesn't have legs of iron. He's got stamina. He's got, I guess, lactic acid, you could say. You can't use him too much, but he's going to be somebody they give a heavy and healthy dosage to.
Well, they have to, but I still, like I said, I mean, it's something they do. He's a senior that they're going to ride. Delgado's a young guy. I still think that we have the defense to take care of business, and we should settle in. And this is where you are. You got them backed up in their own territory, so this plays right into our hands.
Rolling out. Play action pass. It's Davis on the catch. And a 1st down. Quick little hitch play along the near side gets it done.
And it looks like they tried to flood that zone right there with the tight end coming a little into the flats. And number 14 making his way above the flats right there. So obviously you want to take advantage of not giving up the big play right there. So that's just a great play call by Santa Fe's offense.
Hand off to Demarius Robinson. He's got a ton of speed up the middle, a gain of 11 on first down. And resets the chains.
That's pretty good blocking up front by Santa Fe as they caught us on a blitz. But one thing about this defense that we do have, we're going to bring the pressure. We're going to blitz a lot. So whether we blitz ourselves out to play, we still got to make the play with our linebackers in our secondary.
Ton of presence in the backfield. We'll see if it is an extra blocker for Robinson. It is. He bounces outside. Robinson's got space. Robinson past the 40, 35 down to the 30-yard line. And Santa Fe is getting behind the shoulders of Robinson on this drive so far. He was hit out of bounds and into what looked to be a little bit of some equipment and went down gingerly. He's getting up a little bit slow here. In fact, he's not going to be in on at least this next play right now. He's down hunched over.
Well, and the thing about it on that play right there, Luke, obviously Santa Fe seen we were bringing from the top of the field. They seen the pressure that we were bringing from the top of the field. Looks like they flipped that play. Had the guy had their play on the near side right here. Great blocking by their receiver, and they took advantage of it, and they made a great play. And now we're first down at about the 28, 29-yard line.
5'10", 170 pounds. Ronell Slaughter will come in at running back, at least for the time being. Also a senior this year, Slaughter. He'll be back there with Delgado. Cason Delgado, the sophomore, rolls out. Going to throw across his body, trying for that one-on-one matchup, and a diving attempt comes up short. Incomplete.
And hey, that's good coverage right there as Messiah. Welcome back, Messiah. Had great coverage on him. He kind of turned him around a little bit. Looked like they ran a little corner route right there. Delgado just put it out a little bit too far out there for him, but still great coverage by Messiah.
Messiah Owens, you're going to see a lot of man coverage with him, as you see at the top of your screen again.
And they're gonna lock him up at the top of the screen right now. Looks like we probably got a false start.
Definitely a false start here.
Looks like they're calling offsides on us.
Never mind, going to be an offside. A lot of extracurricular going on here with Gunnar Wilson.
Offside is the call against Broken Arrow. A 5-yard penalty will make it second down and 5.
So 2nd and 5. In plus territory at the 24-yard line.
It looks like this is playing right into Santa Fe's hands on this possession right here. Ball at about the like you said, 24-yard line right there, Luke. So 2nd down and about 5, maybe 6. So we'll see what they got going on here. And that's something right there. I mean, Delgado that's kind of a bad pass right there. But pressure coming up the middle on our guys, from our guys right there. So Santa Fe just, I mean, they don't know what they want to do right now. But on this 3rd down call, look for them to throw the football on 3rd and medium right here.
We have seen Davis, number 14, trotting across to the top of the screen right now.
And their starting running back is back in the game, Luke.
Quite a bit. You're right. Robinson's back into the backfield. Davis is in the slot at the top. Those are probably the 2 numbers to pay attention to in this spot. Running it himself, it's going to be Delgado, rather. He's brought down. However, there is a flag on this play. It may be a hold right up front immediately.
Looks like it's going to be on us.
Might be. So Edmond Santa Fe looks to be potentially making their decision on accept or decline here.
Mason Silver on the carry on the tackle for Broken Arrow.
Yeah, Mason Silver on the tackle right there. But, I mean, this is something, I mean, it's putting us in situations. Obviously, the big play by the running back put us in this situation. But one thing we have to do is we have to be consistent on just settling into the ball game. You got to come into a game, like I said earlier, with your hair on fire. You got to come in ticked off. You know, there's other words you can use, as we say in the coaching in the locker room. But, you know, Blank did talk about this on Inside Tiger Football. It's just the environment, and we got to bring our own juice, and I'll continue to say that. We have to bring our own juice, and we got to show these guys that we're here to play ball. Looks like they're going to go for a field goal on 4th down.
They will. 4th down and 4 yards to go. And the field goal unit is out. That kick is up, and it's good. So they get one on the board, a solid kick. to make it a 10-7 game. Defensive win in some ways and others not, but hey, improvement. You get them out of the end zone. You forced them to punt earlier in the game, and all of a sudden now you have a little bit more momentum, and now you can get your first lead of the ball game here upcoming.
I mean, the big play by the running back, the big play that they had on offense right there, and you get a field goal out of that. I mean, that's, to me, that's a win. Now you put it on offense. Now you put it on Blank and his offense, Satimba and all those guys. I mean, to me, let's just go in and run the football with Octavian, Cowboy, and Sango. Let's go ahead and just punch this ball down their throat, and let's get a score right here.
Broken Arrow will have that chance upcoming, and looking at their last drive, yes, they're on the board today. They're only down 10-7, but it has taken everything they have in their arsenal, including a fake punt, fade route deep to score that opening touchdown. Gonna want to probably try to see a little bit more flow with this offense. Is it going to be easy? No, but you want to see it look a little bit easier, you'd think, in this next drive, just to give yourself a little bit of confidence that, yes, we can pick up momentum tonight.
Well, that's like you said, flow. I mean, to me, it's getting in sync. And he has a great offensive staff there. I mean, we have to get in sync right here, get into the nice ebb and flow of the game, do what we do best. And to me, that's running the football with the three-headed monster that we have back there.
From the 40-yard line, it's gone. And off we go. Roberson fields it. Roberson wants to reverse the play. Had up the middle, and he's brought down quickly near the 20-yard line. A heavy hit and an okay field position starting this new drive.
And I know that hold closed a little bit quicker than I thought, but to me, that's something you got to see. And as he gets more and more reps at returning kicks, and the older he gets, he'll be able to see that hole a little bit quicker, put his foot in the ground and get vertical, because that's what you want to do on a kickoff return. You got to get vertical as quick as possible. Once you see the hole, you got to hit it.
10-7, 2:27 on the clock in the first quarter to go. Satimba in the shotgun.
We got Sango in right now at running back.
Sango is in. That's the freshman we saw and liked a lot out of 1 week ago, Corey Sango.
And like I said, I mean, he's going to be the kid, as it looked like we got offsides, but he's going to be the kid that's going to stay on his path. He's not a guy that's going to, like I said, tiptoe around. He's going to stay on his path, and he's going to run with anger.
So the offside call sets up 1st down and 5 before we get our official first play. Hand off to Sango, and Sango's got the first.
And that's just what he does best. Like, he stays on track through the A gap right there. Nice 1st down, moving the chains is what we like to do right here.
Number 84, Landon Anderson on the tackle.
Tigers have 2 topside, 1 near side. Quick curl route. It's caught by Zane Matthews-Boudreau, and he gets a healthy flow up the field. 2nd down and short.
And they're going to play off of Zane. Zane has that speed that's going to blow the top off the defense, so they're going to show the respect. And as they always say in our offense, throw the hitch, throw the hitch, throw the hitch. Right now they're going to try to play a little bit in his face.
Just 16 total rushing yards for the Tigers thus far. Sango now officially the leading rusher of the ball game for the Tigers after that carry.
And he was 1 tackle away from busting that loose.
Quickly with tempo, Sango again. They'll try to slip through that hole. A late flag thrown after the tackle.
I think we've seen more flags in the first quarter than we've seen in a lot of games that we've called this year.
No doubt. And just a 3-point game right now.
But, I mean, yes, it is a 10-7 ball game with 1:54 left in the first quarter, Luke. I mean, but still, this is something that we have to learn as a program that, hey, things are going to happen. We're on the west side of the state. Sometimes things are against us. That's hold on us. But I still say that we're just running the football with our guys and take advantage of the situation right here as and Santa Fe and their 3-down lineman set.
We'll see if there's any safety help here. As Satimba will have to throw on the run. Runs out of room along that far side. That looked to be Jaden Garcia as the intended receiver.
And looks like they're getting a lot of pressure as they're trying to move, as what we're doing a great job of getting Satimba out of the pocket. They had all that covered right there. They had receivers at the bottom blanketed. They had receivers at the top blanketed as we bring up a 2nd down and 20.
2nd and 20. There's a quick jump at the nose position. A little bit of a reset here. Adjustments made. Snap. And handoff to Roberson. Roberson wants right side, and he'll drag it for maybe a couple more yards than anticipated. 3rd down and long.
And this is, even though it's 3rd down and long, we still have the capability of a big play for a 1st down right here. I kind of like to see them get the as we're bringing John Broll in for Zeke Wilson. I still like to see us try to get the tight ends involved right here in this situation or throughout this game. So let's look for the tight ends, try to get involved in this game.
We'll see if there's any soft spot over the middle of the field in the pass game Broken Arrow can try to utilize here. Haven't seen a ton of it this year.
Yeah, they're running a too high look. That's got a
quick
screen.
Slip screen pass. It's John Broll. Broll takes off. Broll's got the 1st down and more. Broll to the outside. John Broll, 20 yards to go. Towards the pylon, a touchdown.
And great play call. As I said, you got to get your tight ends involved. They brought Zeke out. They brought John Broll in. Looks like he's going to be out at about the 1 yard. Great slip screen call right there by the tight end. Hey, that's just something. We got to get the tight ends involved, get some pressure off our guys. Great play call by our offense.
They call him out just shy of the pylon, stepping barely on the white, and that's going to set up a 1st and goal.
Hey, rumbling, blumbling down in the field. That's John Broll right there. So we already know he has soft hands. He's a very athletic kid. Also plays lacrosse, as I said last week. Caught a fake punt. I mean, Broll can get out and open. He can make it happen. So did they call a touchdown?
They did call it a
touchdown.
They did call it a touchdown. It is officially in the end zone for the score.
Hey.
So John Broll finds his way in.
I love it.
And he keeps his foot in. Tremendous work done, and it's 13-10 and an extra point away. Already now gaining the 1st lead of the day for the Tigers. And it is no problem. 14-10. What a roller coaster of a play for John Broll. Back-to-back weeks with plays that have come up clutch. We'll take a break and come back just shy of ending our 1st quarter. 14-10 Tigers.
Hey, Broken Arrow fans! Score big with TTCU Federal Credit Union's School Pride Card. Each time you use your card, we donate to Broken Arrow Public Schools, adding to the $2.5 million we've given statewide. TTCU, where members are raving fans.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
We're back here on ArrowVision Tiger football. It is a 14-10 lead now, and just as you mentioned off air, you were anticipating maybe some looks for John Broll to get the ball in space, maybe make a catch or two tonight. Well, he takes advantage of his first one for sure. Takes it in for a massive score for this group, and all of a sudden, the Tigers are in the lead for the first time tonight, 14-10.
And we're playing ahead. Now I think this is one of those deals. This is another big series for our defense. You come out, you make a stop right here, allow our offense to go back down and score some points. This is another huge series for the defense. Once again said, we got to make it happen right here.
So the defense will now have favorable field position for the first time really tonight, for what hopefully will be the case throughout the entirety of the drive.
So it looks like John Broll's our leading receiver.
John Broll with a 57-yard touchdown catch and run for the 2nd score of the day for the black and gold. Snap here and a ton of pressure on the run game. Demarius Robinson runs into a wall and isn't going to pick up hardly anything, a yard at best. A flag is thrown after the play, and that's a little bit of a nail-biter here right now if you're both sides.
He ran into a wall of Nick Martin and Gunner right there, so we'll see what this flag is.
Looks like a personal foul of some kind on Broken Arrow, so a little bit of a tough start for the defense.
Number 12, Cole Lamont on the tackle for Broken Arrow.
Looks like they're telling them what number it was. I mean, I know Nick Martin and Gunner was on that play, so anxious to see what that was from.
First down and 10, regardless, moves the ball all the way up to the 36.
And it looks like we got some changes. We got Deshaun Jordan playing corner down here at the bottom, and Messiah back at there at the top. Kobe Crosby's back in also.
High snap, hand off to Robinson, a ton of speed. Off of his carries again, gains 6.
That's just something we have to stop right there. I think we got to get a better play, not only from our linemen right there, but our box, which is our linemen and our linebackers. So let's get a better play on the run game from those 6 guys up front.
They only give him credit for 5 yards, so half of what he needs and half still to go. Clock rolls here down to just 13 seconds in the quarter. Dropping back, Delgado releases, and a perfectly placed football is caught near the 50 in plus territory now officially. That ball popped out, but it was after the catch is what the signal is. 1st and 10, 5.5 seconds to go.
Well, we brought 6 on that play, and the ball goes right over Hudson Lott's fingertips as he was playing the flat area right there. That's that little area that a lot of teams like to run the little out routes out. The flat area is anywhere from 8 to 10 yards deep, 8 to 10 yards deep, just right over his fingertips. If he makes the play right there, we'll be in a different situation. But it's 1st down. We still got 3 more downs to make something happen.
Delgado to hand off to Robinson. He wants the outside edge. He gets it. Robinson is lifted up and down after half of what he needs. That's the quarter. And at the end of 1, it's a 14-10 score. We'll flip it, and we'll come back after this break on ArrowVision. Tigers with the lead.
Hello, Tulsa. Join us for Shield's grand opening on October 19th at the Woodland Hills Mall. Step inside to the ultimate retail experience. Shop your favorite brands, ride the Ferris wheel, and enjoy sweet treats at Fuzzy Wiggs Candy Factory. See you soon on October 19th.
Hey, Broken Arrow fans! Score big with TTCU Federal Credit Union's School Pride Card. Each time you use your card, we donate to Broken Arrow Public Schools, adding to the $2.5 million we've given statewide. TTCU, where members are raving fans.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
If you and your family have been waiting for the perfect time to jump into your dream home, it's here. We make buying a new home as easy as it is exciting with quick credit approvals and great rates. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
1 quarter gone, 2nd upcoming as we relay right back into action. They should join us on ArrowVision. Certainly want to thank you for joining us tonight. Myself, Luke Hamilton, alongside me, Mo Wallace. 14-10. Not the start you wanted if you're the Tigers, but we saw this last week. They've just responded a little bit faster than they did 1 week ago against UConn. They've got the lead at the end of 1. They've got a couple of scores here tonight, a couple of special clutch plays. Now on the defensive side of the ball, needing a stand as they're now defending their own territory.
Yes, that's 1 of 3 high safety look right here. I mean, it's just growth we got to have out of defense as we make the stop up front right there. Great,
there it is.
Great job by our defensive front right there. Nick Martin looks like Gunner in on the play also, and Cole Lamont as we got a flag on the play again. Looks like that's going to be against Santa Fe as the officials looking right back at one of the Santa Fe players. So it looks like we're going to have we'll be moving them back a little bit right here.
It would be the case. Getting ready with the punt unit are the Wolves of Edmond Santa Fe.
And you got to take advantage of this. Looks like we got 4th and to be 4th and a mile. Obviously, they're going to punt the football right here. If we get a good punt by him, and Tayshawn's able to catch this cleanly, I'm excited to see what Tayshawn could do with this. It could be a possible good return for us, as we'll possibly have great field position going into our next offensive possession.
Tayshawn Jones-Wade is back deep to return at about the 26-yard line in his own end. Ball is snapped, a ton of pressure, but coming up just short. It will bounce and will go out. near that 25-yard line, so no harm, no foul. Good punt, strategic for Edmond Santa Fe. It works out, and the Tigers take back over inside their own end.
Well, great job by our defense right there. I mean, obviously we showed up on third down and helped us out with that personal foul and unsportsmanlike conduct penalty right there. Let's go 74 yards right here, guys, and open up this game.
That's the need, 26-yard line. And the Tigers end. Jeremiah Satemba back out with his offense. Looked like it's going to be a Wildcat set here. And grabbing the ball with possession down to one knee was Roberson, so he's going to lose yards. It's not Lamar Jackson with a bad snap on Sunday. Unfortunately, he's down, and you got to move on.
And for y'all watching at home and listening to us on ArrowVision.tv, anytime we have that formation and we shift in the backfield, watch for a direct snap to our running back, whether it be Agent Zero, Octavian, or a Cowboy or Sango. So watch for a direct snap right there.
Satemba will take this one. He'll loft one to the left side. St. Matthews Boudreau on the catch. Gets a little bit back of what they needed. It's going to be third down and medium.
Well, it looks like he's going to be the receiver to look at right here as we're going to try to get things going with Zane, try to open up Tayshawn and the guys when it comes to the passing game. Nick Irvine's coming in at tight end as he's playing the slide at top 4 wide. No, that's Keaton Johnson, my bad. Keaton Johnson, my mistake.
Keaton Johnson at the top of the screen. He gets back in position in the slot. Third down and 8 yards to go. Dropping back is Satemba. He has time, has to move, however, and his throw's way wide of Tayshawn Jones-Wade. So fourth down upcoming, and with that 4-point lead, the Tigers look to send it away.
Well, and you don't know what's going to happen here. I mean, obviously we've seen a fake punt. Like I said, there's multiple plays out of our punt formation that Coach Holly and his special teams guys and John Bullock and Nick Gorman have. So it looks like we have that same formation. So there's multiple plays out of this as we got three as they're bringing them inside now. We got timeout by the defense.
Timeout called by Edmond Santa Fe. They have one left. We'll take a break with them here on ArrowVision. You're watching Broken Arrow Football.
Hello, Tulsa. Join us for Shield's grand opening on October 19th at the Woodland Hills Mall. Step inside to the ultimate retail experience. Shop your favorite brands, ride the Ferris wheel, and enjoy sweet treats at Fuzzy Wig's Candy Factory. See you soon on October 19th.
Hey, Broken Arrow fans! Score big with TTCU Federal Credit Union's School Pride Card. Each time you use your card, we donate to Broken Arrow Public Schools, adding to the $2.5 million we've given statewide. TTCU, where members are raving fans.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist.
We're back after the timeout. The Edmond Santa Fe Wolves called that timeout. They got one left here in the half. And the Tigers are getting set to punt away. Satemba will send it on. 46-yard line. It's caught. And that's where the drive will start for Edmond SF.
And one thing I like to talk about, Luke, I'm impressed with what I've seen so far from the defense. I know Edmond's about to get the ball right now on offense, but so far so good from our defense. We've had our back to the wall a couple times so far tonight, and we've responded, and that's huge for us. So let's see what we can do right here going into with 10:16 left in the second quarter. Let's just see what we can do right here.
A lot of people say the 35, a lot of people say the 40, but what you do between the 35s or between the 40s seems to have a lot to do with your defensive success. The Tigers have seemed to, well, find ways to make plays between the 40s here tonight.
And I like what I see so far. Looks like we have a swing gate.
Barely caught. Shoestring catch by Robinson. In fact, it's worth it at the end of the day. He's going to grab 4 yards, 2nd and 6.
And that's something they've shown on film right there. Great job our defense rallying to the football, multiple hats to the ball, as that brings up about 2nd and look about 6, long 6.
Heavy set on the near side, short side of the field. Handoff, rather Delgado keeps it himself up the middle. He's got the first. Delgado very, very patient on that read option and finds the hold that he needs. 9:55 left in the half, and they're barreling down into plus territory now.
So in this particular formation, we've seen it multiple times, and they're going RPO right here. So that's just a little mesh action by the running back and the quarterback. We've seen this from a couple teams. UConn showed this formation a lot last week, and it kind of gave us trouble. So we'll see right here what it does.
Snap and a quick release by Delgado. He's got his target, a catch, and more down close to the 20.
And it's multiple plays off of this, as you can either hand, as we got a flag on the play, an illegal man downfield.
So we'll march it on back.
And that's another gift by the Santa Fe offense. Obviously, they're making their mistakes, but we just have to take advantage of that. But once again, out of that formation, you're going to see either give to the running back. You're going to see a little bit quarterback power right there, maybe a quarterback counter by pulling their guards. But also two-man routes. It's something they want to get your eyes moving. They want to get the defensive back's eyes moving. They want to get the linebacker's eyes moving. So that's something I like to see that our defense respond to going into this game.
So that'll cancel out the catch by Ty Amos. Handoff to Robinson. Somehow fights through a cloud of dust and will snag a few. 2nd down and long.
And we're doing a great job up front as we're getting a little bit more physical up front, as that looks like that's going to be about probably about 2-yard gain. Brings up about 2nd and 15 right here. But once again, I like to see a little bit more physicality out of our guys up front. I still think we're better than them up front with John Brohl and company. So once again, a little bit more physicality out of those guys.
2nd and 13. Delgado's going to drop back, has to step away from pressure. High throw, and it just misses the chance for the secondary to snag. 3rd down and 13. Dangerous throw, 2nd dangerous throw of the day from Delgado, and it's because of pressure that he's making these mistakes right now.
Well, and we're getting pressure. John Brohl's balling out once again. This is the game that he's balling out in. He balled out last week. Going into another quarter right now, he's the guy, as he's going to be playing that end to the field right now. One rocky defense in our secondary.
Delgado on a swing pass on this screen out wide to Robinson, and a close call there. Broken Arrow picks this football up, and the question for a second was that a forward pass or not?
Well, great job once again by our defense taking advantage of the penalty on Santa Fe, and that's what we have to do. We have to take advantage of the opportunities, and we're doing that so far in this game.
So it now will be punt formation for the Wolves. They can really pin Broken Arrow back deep. They've done so already. Great in the special teams department regarding punts so far tonight. This one maybe has too much on it, though. A perfect bounce. Somebody's going to have to rush quickly, and Santa Fe may have kept this down near the one. They did.
That's a great special teams play by Santa Fe as the ball is inside the 1-yard line. Officials might conversate on this, but it looks like they're going to mark it.
What a job done if this will stand.
Looks like the ball was inside their whenever they downed the ball, I think the guy that downed the ball, his foot may have been in the end zone. So it looks like they're going to bring that ball out to the 20.
That will be the case. Barely getting away with one are the Tigers. Because that would have been the 2nd time they were pinned inside of their own 1-yard line tonight.
Either that or the guy that had it and flipped it back was already across the goal plane. So great play, but just wasn't fortunate for Santa Fe.
Roberson has a bunch of room in the A gap and will pick up a first, or rather close to a first, that is. There's a flag again late after the play. There seems to be a lot that both of these teams are dealing with as far as discipline goes when you're really not quite involved in the play anymore.
Yes, and the laundry is flowing tonight. And to me, I think that plays in our hands. That was a guy holding on us, even though that's against us.
That'll be a hold. Maybe just a late flag thrown there.
But like you said, Luke, it's discipline. I mean, we have a fairly experienced offensive line right there, so we got to do a better job. I mean, obviously, I feel that our offensive line is better than their defensive line, so no need to hold there. Just get in the way, make your block. Let Octavian and company take charge, and maybe we get some things going. But Can't be playing behind the chains too much.
Well behind the chains here right now, 1st and 20. Satemba will drop back, wants to get rid of it quick. Quick hitch route is caught. More space down the sideline and close back to the 1st.
And Tayshawn, great job by him. Second move, he's going to, once he catches the football, great catch by him. But another thing is this, you got to make the tackle. The first guy missed. Tayshawn's going to make you miss. He's a strong receiver. He's going to make you miss, and he's electric once he gets into the open field.
Tayshawn Jones-Wade on the catch, helps out tremendously. Roberson will step up and pick up the 1st. On the ground.
And that's what I like to see. When you play behind the chains, you got yourself backed up into the end zone with the end zone in the shadow of you. Great job by our offense so far as we take control on the 1st down.
Snap and a handoff again. This time up the middle, look to be Caden Lawless on the carry. He gets involved into the action, and he's got a healthy run.
And he's a nice change of pace as we have another change of pace coming in on this short yardage. Second and short. Now you got Sango coming in. Great play by Cowboy. Great blocking up front by our line. But it's great that we have these 3 running backs. Change of pace. I mean, you got Octavian. You bring in Cowboy. Now you're bringing in Sango. That's 3 plays in a row. We've seen 3 different running backs.
Now up to 33 all-purpose rushing yards today for the Tigers, so not a ton getting done on the ground, but gaining more as we go. Sango hits quite the wall immediately.
He's
but
back.
Will fall forward for inches short, it seems.
Inches short right there, and you're going to go for it. 3rd and 1. Cowboys back into the game.
And he will be back in at running back.
Number 49, Sango on the carry for Broken Arrow.
Little sugar huddle right here.
Snap and a handoff. Lawless has to lean, and he should have enough. The credit, at least on the far side, would look like that's going to be the case. 1st and 10, and the run game helps once more.
I mean, you stuff them, but you have to stuff them for, less than the inches right there. And obviously we get a yard right there in the game. So 1st down, new set of downs for our Tiger offense moving forward.
Satemba, will he hand off again? Does so, and shutting down the run game. Santa Fe had a little bit slip through that offensive line and relatively quickly.
Yeah, number 17 leaked through our offensive line right there. Probably a little mistake right there by our guys. Great play by their defense. Brings up 2nd and about 12 right here, Luke. Garcia in the slot, Tayshawn to the bottom of us.
1st and 12, or rather 2nd down and 12. Satemba throws out wide. And in the flat, it is caught. Or what looked to be now 3rd. We're probably looking at about 3rd and 7.
Okay, that's a great job by Jeremiah getting the ball out quick right there. I know there was a slow developing route at the top of that by Garcia, so he couldn't get the yardage he wanted. But safe call, safe play right there, brings up 3rd and about 6 or 7 right here.
Quick jump off the edge. Satemba looking to his left. Over the middle of the field, it is caught for the 1st down. A snipe of a throw, and it's Jordan on the catch.
Nice pitch and catch right there. We had a little slant route, deep slant route that we get into the middle of the secondary. They're running 2 high safeties, so right there you talked about earlier, Luke, what can we do to get inside behind those linebackers? That's a great play call. You got Jordan, Deshaun coming behind those linebackers in front of those safeties. Here it is.
Caden Lawless now downhill his run game goes. Using the middle of the field in the pass game. We saw it work there. We'll see if they go to the well anymore as the drive goes on and the game goes on as well. But this has been a grind of a drive that's taken a ton of clock off the board, and if you can come up with points, extending to what would be a 2-possession lead potentially, that is a favorable, good ROI on what a drive would be.
And I like it. I like the balanced attack that we always have right here. I like the fact that we got them on their heels. Santa Fe does not have clue what's coming up right here. So we're staying in our tempo offense, not huddling up, not giving them a chance to make their adjustments and their substitution. So we're doing a great job of controlling the football right here.
Handoff again after the first down. Roberson has more. Roberson spins away. There he goes. Near the 5-yard line, he ran into traffic at the last moment, and it's 1st and goal.
Okay, we got Octavian kind of jogging off gingerly right there. But, hey, you can't get him down in the first contact. He's a guy that's going to get second, third. He's going to bounce off anything, and you got to wrap him up. And if you don't wrap him up, he's going to make you pay. Great move, great open field run. They got to stop right there as we probably got a player down by Santa Fe.
Looked to be Trey Robinson who ran into Roberson. That's going to be an injury timeout. We got 1st down and 5 yards to go to the goal line with 3:45 left in the half. We'll come back after the break. You're watching Broken Arrow Tigers football on ArrowVision.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's Chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Hello, Tulsa. Join us for Shield's grand opening on October 19th at the Woodland Hills Mall. Step inside to the ultimate retail experience. Shop your favorite brands, ride the Ferris wheel, and enjoy sweet treats at Fuzzy Wig's Candy Factory. See you soon on October 19th.
Hey, Broken Arrow fans! Score big with TTCU Federal Credit Union's School Pride Card. Each time you use your card, we donate to Broken Arrow Public Schools, adding to the $2.5 million we've given statewide. TTCU, where members are raving fans.
If you and your family have been waiting for the perfect time to jump into your dream home, it's here. We make buying a new home as easy as it is exciting with quick credit approvals and great rates. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Welcome back. Broken Arrow football on ArrowVision. 5 yards to go to the goal line for the Tigers. Sitemba hands off and Lawless steps ahead. And now it's less than 5. About 3 to go at most on 2nd and goal. It's a 14-10 Tigers lead. They have a chance to get what is their first 2-possession lead of the day. And you're closing in on what is a half that Edmond Santa Fe will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter, and this becomes incredibly important to take advantage of.
Well, you got to take advantage of this. I mean, this is something that we teach in our program all the time. I mean, this is situations that you just have to show your dominance over a team like Santa Fe. Kick them when they're down.
Sitemba will hand off again, and Lawless is wrapped up. Back closer to the 5. Forward progress will keep him at the 4. And we'll see if they extend out wide this playbook a bit here on 3rd down. Hasn't been easy to get in.
And I can see them probably trying to get Jeremiah out of the pocket, whether they bring him out of the pocket into the boundary or get him out wide into the field to let him see some things. I anticipate as they're bringing more personnel changes in right now. Looks like we got Zane Matthews coming in. So Tayshawn is Zane to be at the top of the formation. Caden Lawless is Cowboy still at running back right here. So look for them to probably get Jeremiah out of the pocket right here and look for some room to make a play.
Sitemba,
hand it off.
Handoff, and tripping on the handoff was Caden Lawless. So staying vanilla here in the run game where the Tigers, and now it's going to be 4th down.
Well, it's one of those deals that it probably could have been a 2. You know you're going to go for it on 4th down as they're bringing the field goal unit in. So I'm mistaken by that. But we're going to bring in the field goal unit in. But, hey, you never know. Could be a fake field goal here. I mean, special teams have been special teams so far.
Without a doubt. Will it be a 7-point, 1-touchdown game with a field goal here, or will we get the other 2 possibilities? Staying where we're at, or trying something a little bit different in a sneaky way.
He's going to call timeout.
It looks like he will. That was seemingly the goal for a bit. So a timeout here, a lot of options, certainly for this team. And well, you go to the run game, 3 plays in a row. A little bit of confidence, I would say, on the first run. You got a few. You just do that every time. You're into the end zone. But that second run play was shut down quickly. And to not stretch the field there, maybe you were trying to catch him off guard. Maybe you were thinking, well, they're anticipating us using the wide side of the field. Let's run it one more time. It just didn't work.
It just didn't work right there. And obviously, this is something they take a timeout right here. Maybe they make a discussion right here. Do we go for the field goal, make it a 7-point game, or do we try to put the nail in the coffin and go in up 2 big scores on them at halftime? So interested to see what the conversation is going about in that huddle right now. But if it's me, I think that Blank is probably going to roll the dice here and go for it on 4th down, because either way it goes, you got confidence in your defense. They've given up 10 points so far in this first half, so why not go for it? It's 4th down and outside and 5, 4th down and goal on the 6-yard line. So looks like we're going to kick the field goal. But like I said, don't be surprised if you see a fake.
They can't beat you with a field goal right now, but they can with the touchdown. So if you get it in a spot where it's just a touchdown lead, you're relatively safe. See if Nick Irvine truly does send it away. It's going to be a chip shot for him, in a sense. Ball is snapped, ball is down, and the kick is going to be up. And it looks to be
no good.
No good from Nick Irvine. He misses this short field goal. And now it stays a 14-10 game. 1:10 on the clock. And Edmond Santa Fe will have one last shot to get downfield. They have one timeout, though, so they're going to have to really play their cards right if they want to go to the locker room with anything other than a 14-10 scoreline.
Well, in that first time out in the first quarter could come back to haunt them right now. But going back to that field goal right there, I mean, even with the timeout call, does that make Nick think about something right there? I mean, even though it's a chip shot, he has had a little bit of problems kicking field goals this year inside the 20-yard line. So is that something that he's, even though you're going to go for the field goal, is he thinking, oh, I gotta kick this? I think that's something he just got to go out, be the athlete he is, flow through, kick the field goal. It should be good. But, hey, defense is on you again.
Snap, and Delgado wants to at least get rid of it for one try. It's deep down the sideline, and running out of that 52-yard space horizontally will be the Wolves, so nothing coming up on first down. Now, you don't get something on first. You're deep in your own territory. You don't want to give the ball back to the Tigers here with timeouts. So we'll see if Delgado wants to try it one more time and this offense, but I would anticipate that they just try to run the football and get to the locker room. Missing that on first down, however, does give a lot of options even to the defense if you're not careful.
Yeah, and I mean, you're attacking Messiah over there, and Messiah's proven that he can cover some of the best guys in the state of Oklahoma right now. So, I mean, you tried to test him. He's a young sophomore. He's not going to give in to the pressure.
Snap, and a ball that is loose, and it is a fumble recovery for the Tigers. 14-10 their lead is, and with 57 on the clock, they've got another chance.
And here's another gift. It's another gift that we've been given. So Edmond Santa Fe they've been giving the ball. So we got to take advantage of this. So let's go ahead and unwrap this present right here. Get 6 points on the board, 57.5 seconds left. 1st and 10 going in.
A lazy handoff and transfer results in a fumble, and it's recovered by the Tigers. And at the 15-yard line, they look for the end zone with under a minute to go.
And on that play, Luke, I mean, he had the space, but the handoff just did not happen. Of course, Sango's in right now.
Snap, and Satemba looking to his left, swings one out wide. It is Sango on the catch. Sango lowers his head, stays in bounds and on his feet for just a moment. And the freshman showing some grit, gains a handful.
And you got to wrap him up also. You can't just make a big blow on him. He's a thick, strong kid. I mean, sometimes you may not see it, but he is thick, he is strong, great lower base, great balance right there as he absorbed the blow, kept his balance, and now we're in second and about 9.
Patience here as they receive instructions. 47 on the clock remaining in the half. Satemba now looking to his right, has to step away and improvise. Satemba shuffling his shoulders and now gets upfield a bit and goes down near the line of scrimmage.
That timeout on the
Clock
field.
is going to
Got a
roll.
flag also, Luke.
And a flag is down, so the clock will stop. We'll see if they add more onto that clock later on, or if they leave it at 35.9.
That flag at the 10-yard line. Face mask on the defense. And that's just something that's been killing Santa Fe. They've been giving gifts all night. So that's just something that they have to learn. But obviously, like you said, it's discipline. I mean, you had a face mask right there. Going to bring us even closer to the goal line right here. And once again, Luke, I mean, you got to unwrap the present. This is it. They're giving it to you right here.
Edmond Santa Fe and their face mask penalty have pushed them back towards their own goal line and have given a fresh set of downs here.
Now Broken Arrows don't have that. Now they get charged with their timeout.
Close to a fresh set as we are almost ready to go.
I mean, and the playbook is wide open right here, Luke. Like you say, I mean, you're comfortable. You got to lead. I see this is obviously going to be 4-down territory. Even when we do get the first down, it's still going to be 4-down territory. I don't expect Blank to go for a field goal going into the half. I expect that he's going to want to put 6 on the board right here. But it shows confidence that you want to do. I mean, I'd like to see him run the football. I think we just need to continue to run the football right here. But we've had a very good balanced attack going into this half right here.
Will it be a 2-possession lead to close out the half for Broken Arrow? That is our question on 2nd down and just 2 to go. Snap, and Satemba wants the one-on-one back corner of the end zone. It is caught, and it's a touchdown. The Tigers get redemption, and they finish it off.
Great job by Tayshawn. He's going to beat you off the line right there. I mean, like I said, he's one of the best in the state of Oklahoma. He's the guy that you want to put in a situation like that. That's a great job by him, and great connection from Satemba. They just know each other. He made his move, got to the outside, MOR. We call that mandatory outside release. He throws it to the outside top pylon. Boom, touchdown Tigers.
Doubling up the Wolves, it's 2010. Irvine looking for the extra point. And it is blocked up front, and it will be canceled out again on the extra point here. So a missed field goal and a missed extra point, but 6 on the board. It's 20-10 with 31.1 to go in the half. We'll keep it here on the broadcast. And now that prevent defense is going to come into play. Just kick the ball where you want to kick the ball on this kickoff. Don't make a mistake in the kicking game that allows a big return where there could be a field goal, something crazy to get onto the board here. Just get to the locker room, up 10, and see what you can do on that opening defensive drive when you come back.
Yeah, and it's great. I mean, it's still a two-score game. I like where we are right now. Once again, we've only given up 10 points, so big ups to our defense right there. Obviously, we made some great adjustments so far during the week, and it's playing out to fruition right now. But, hey, Santa Fe can't continue to sit up there and feed us dumplings and expect us to sit up there and not take advantage of that situation. I mean, they put some dumplings on the plate right there. We went to eat. We scored a touchdown. Now we're up by 2 scores.
Well, the fall season's coming up, so I'll take that meal all day long without a doubt.
Nice and hearty right there, brother.
No doubt. So put some meat on my bones for sure at the end of it all. From the 40-yard line, look to kick away, 31.1 on the clock. Still time to make mistakes if you're both teams. Just ask Edmond Santa Fe on their last offensive drive. Have to take care of the football, and that starts on this kickoff. We'll see where Irvine and company want to put it. It's going to be a shallow kick. There's a chance to pick this up. Ball is loose. Ball is now grabbed. What looked to be like in possession of an Edmond Santa Fe Wolf.
Oh, if Colton Barlow was just...
boy.
Oh, Barlow's right there. He is right there, foot away from the football. Great placement by Nick. Great call by our special teams guys. But he's right there. If he gets that, we're probably looking at going into the end zone with another one to take this one even further about. But, hey, it's okay. It's something we watch on film. We'll be all right with that. But Colton was right there. But great job by our special teams right there, Luke.
As we've mentioned before, it is unfortunate at times in the game of football that it is not a sphere. That ball bouncing all over the place. Barlow coming up just shy of grabbing a hold of what was going to be possession and a chance to dart down the field for more points. Now, Edmond Santa Fe may be in a comfortable spot to take a shot downfield. We'll see if they do so. Prevent defense is on. It's rather going to be a run by Robinson. They're going to try to get this one to the locker room. A healthy run there up towards the 50-yard line. And with 21 seconds and counting to go left in the half, we'll see if one play gets off.
Now it looks like they're just going to go into the half, Luke. Maybe get one more play off if they want to, but in this prevent defense, I don't expect anything crazy to happen.
Ball is going to be snapped. Delgado will rip this one over the middle to Davis. It is caught, and Davis will just concede to all those around him, wanting him on the turf. And with 0.6 seconds left, it's a first down. And that should
Timeout on the field called by Santa Fe.
Get us close to that. So that's the last timeout used by Edmond Santa Fe.
Right.
So they're in a position on the field where, hey, it's risky, but it's also risky on the other side. Risk reward. We're not in Vegas. We're in Edmond, Oklahoma. But, hey, at the end of the day, you can fly this football down the field and give yourself a shot if Delgado's got the arm.
Well, Delgado's got a pretty good arm. I mean, ball's at the 40-yard line. I mean, you're playing varsity football. You can get the ball to the end zone from the 40 as long as he gets time. But obviously, Holly and his guys are going to have the secondary backed up to probably about the 10-yard line, maybe 5, as we got probably 3 high safeties. Looks like Colby Crosby. Looks like you got Tayshawn, Hudson Lott. So you got Masai over at the top. So yeah, this is a little prevent defense. He's gonna have two guys rushing, probably bringing Broll off the end.
You call a timeout not because you just want to go ahead and talk about how you get to the locker room, right? This is going to be a try to the end zone for Edmond Santa Fe. And here we go. Delgado steps into this throw towards the sideline. It's caught by Robinson. He's got some space. Robinson close to the 20, has to cut back. He pitches out wide. Chance now close to the 10, but he goes down, that being Jalen Battle on the second try, and it's going to end the half, and the Tigers will head to that locker room up 20-10, and a valiant try indeed.
And that's pretty good coaching right there, and that's what that's situational football, Luke. I mean, you practice that on during the week. Like us at the 9th grade level, we practice something like this also on a Friday as a situational football. You got your guys backed up at the end zone. Any crazy play, whether it be a hook and ladder, that's exactly what that was. He gives the ball up, you rally to the football, tackle him, go into the halftime as we're up 20-10. Great football, great defensive football, but I like to see our offense get a little bit more going. But so far, great team effort by our Tigers.
A 10-point game. It is 20-10. The Tigers with the lead will head to halftime like everybody else. We'll be back here on ArrowVision. Broken Arrow Tigers football.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's Chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Welcome back to Inside Tiger Football, brought to you by Rib Crib. We are here for our player segment, getting an opportunity to look at the defensive side of the ball. We've got Nathan Martin on our left, John Brohl on our right. Guys, thanks for coming on to the podcast. Chance to look at the defense a little bit after last week's great second half as well. That's going to be fun. We'll get to that, of course, but let's just chat with you guys a little bit about being back here playing football again for Broken Arrow. We're kind of getting into the dog days of the season a bit here. District has started. It's a 1-1 record in district right now. How do you guys feel just inside that locker room right now about district play and kind of the stretch that's upcoming here?
I feel great. I mean, as a team, we feel great. You just got to go 1-0 every single week. Don't focus on the whole season as a whole. Just right now, we're just focused on Edmond Santa Fe.
Yeah, as a unit, I feel like we're doing quite well. We're focusing on ourselves, doing us, as Blake always talks about. So I feel like as a unit, we're focusing on ourselves and just going week by week, 1-0, like Marty said.
Yeah, looking at the schedule, I think it's been fun to see so far. Big test on the road against the Wausau. You guys learned a lot in that game. Came back, bounced back against UConn. But let's be honest, first half, it was a situation where you guys went into the locker room having to have some conversations for sure. But this defense in particular stepped up a ton. Nathan, you're a linebacker, defensive tackle. John Brohl, you guys stood out in that game. One of the reasons why we wanted to get you on the podcast. Talk about that message in the locker room from not just Coach Holly, but Coach Blank and everybody involved in what was a rebound second half and a shutout for the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we just we didn't prepare like we needed to prepare throughout the week, and we underestimated our opponent, and we learned from that, and we won't do that going forward. But during the half, we make a lot of corrections about where to go and what to do, but those were corrections we should have made on Thursday, and hopefully we learn from that next week and go into the first half playing like we did in the second half of the last game.
Yeah. For usually the message isn't different. I mean, we just weren't doing us. We were playing like individuals. But once we started playing as a unit, like Blankenship always speaks about, we started a roll, as you saw. A shutout in the second half, and we just started to fundamentally be better and more sound.
Looking at that second half in particular, playing on the defensive side of the ball, you get to have a little bit of fun in certain ways, right? John, you in particular, you were on a roll, getting to the quarterback late in that game. What's that like as a defensive player when you just get in one of those runs like that? And Nathan, you've had some of those yourself this year as well. You just pick up that momentum each play after each play. Just talk about the thrill of not just doing that, but doing that at home. At Broken Arrow, it's a big game. You're already getting to the quarterback quite a bit in that second half, and then you just keep getting there.
I feel like you just start rolling. Everything kind of slows down for you in the game. You start to see hands 10 times better. You start to just see what you're doing better, and everything slows down for you to where you're able to do it maximum speed and just see it better.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you work for, is those type of plays. I mean, man, it's fun. It makes football fun when you're winning and you're dominating. And when you get on a roll, the other team doesn't want to play against you, and that's what I've been dreaming of for my whole life.
Yeah, looking at the defense throughout the year, you guys have made some improvements as the year has gone along. What's maybe been something that's really stuck out to you guys in the process this year? I know everybody kind of looks at the X's and the O's, the wins and the losses, but there's a process that leads you guys to where you're at today. What has been really something that stuck out to you in this year in your journey in football about the process this season? On the defensive side of the ball, it's been unique.
I feel like it's mainly a mental process going into the week. Mentally, we've been a lot more locked in throughout the week, not so willy-nilly, and just mentally locked in on our job and what we were supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I mean, the coaches always preach, you play how you practice how you play. And I think in years past and then even weeks past, we haven't been doing that. But we've just been focused on practicing with extreme physicality, being really locked in and doing our job every single play.
Yeah, talking about focus, you guys, of course, are in the classroom as well all the time, making sure you take care of business there. Your classmates that don't see it maybe on the field but see you in the classroom, they sort of know you a little bit off of the field. But people that come into the stands, they check you guys out. They watch your game on the defensive side of the ball. Who is Nathan Martin and John Brohl maybe off of the field? If you had a free day where you're not focused on football, what does that look like for you guys?
Usually I'm out and about. I'm spending time with my people, seeing the people that, I don't get to see on the field on a daily basis. So maybe I'm out, doing mini golf, something stupid, just being a kid, doing something.
Yeah, again, I'm extremely extroverted. I love being with friends. I never like being alone. you might find me doing a lot of homework.
Yeah, fair enough, right? Yeah, no doubt. Well, you guys, of course, have a unique opportunity. It is a field of work that you guys are in particular, is what we could call it, that requires a lot of you. It's taxing throughout the week, but each week's a new week, and you got Edmond Santa Fe coming up. Talk about the early prep so far this week, and not just that, but your outlook on an opponent like Edmond Santa Fe and what you guys feel about that game so far.
A lot of film study. You know, we go in during lunch and watch film. We watch film after school, before practice, after practice. Just always film. You know, we're practicing real hard, and hopefully that translates. But, you know, it's not about the opponent. It's about us just doing our job. We're not really even focused on Edmond Santa Fe. We're focused on ourselves and getting better.
Like Marty said, it's film here every single day, putting in the hours, even outside of meetings. You just got to do film, take down your notes, stuff like that. That's mainly the look. But like Marty said, it's doing us. Because if we don't do us, then like you saw last Friday, first half, we let up 28. So we just got to keep doing us and focus on us.
Looking at the depth chart on the defensive side of the ball, everybody kind of keeps each other in check, right? This is a deep team this year. What's it like with your other teammates as well? They kind of make you better, I would assume, each and every day during practice. And to get those first team snaps and to get those opportunities each and every week and compete for those spots, what's that like with your other teammates as well?
It's just a competition every week. It's a 1-0 mentality. It truly is every single day, every single week. Because if you don't go 1-0 that week, then you may be not starting that week. So it's really just a competition, and it's awesome because you see it on the output on the field. So it's great.
Yeah, I mean, you just get to, you know, push each other. You know, linebackers, D-line, we rotate a lot. And we have to, because otherwise, you know, you'll get tired, you'll get beat up. But we got to, you know, really push each other to do great things.
We've had one of your teammates on the podcast so far, Cole Lamont. He stands out on the pieces of paper we print out in the office every week, of course, in tackles. Talk about his leadership, just playing alongside him, and what's that been like being his teammate this year? He's leading the way in a lot of ways defensively, and you guys are following right there with Sue.
I mean, he's always locked in. He's always dialed in. I mean, he's the leader of our defense. He always knows what he's doing, and he's always making plays. He gets everybody right. Whenever you make a mistake, he knows you made a mistake, and he'll tell you about it. And, yeah, I mean, he's the leader.
Looking at this upcoming week on Friday night, message to Tiger Faithful from you guys, and what's an important road game? You'll be back at home, but it'll be eventually here soon. Big road game. There's going to be plenty of people, I'm sure, that'll travel on out. Just what's the mindset like for you guys, and message to Tiger Nation here coming into this upcoming game?
Going into it, it's the same message as always, doing us. And I do believe we do got the opportunity to go win. But like Coach Holly says in our defensive meeting, everyone can beat everyone. This is 6A football.
Right.
Anybody can beat anybody. If we do us, though, we will come out with the win, I do believe.
Yeah, every team has good players. They got a guy at running back, and, you know, it's going to be a hostile environment. You know, we're going to go into it down 14-0. We got a, 2-hour drive over there. But as long as we do us and we focus on us, not the distractions, we'll win the game.
There you have it. Linebacker Nathan Martin, defensive tackle John Brohl. We want to thank you guys for coming on to the show. We'll wrap things up with your head coach here soon. Coach Blankenship will come back after the break. Inside Tiger Football brought to you by Rib Crib.
Sidelined with an injury? Running interference with a cold or flu? When it comes to your health, don't drop the ball. Choose All-Star Care from your hometown healthcare team. Ascension St. John.
Hello, BA family. I'm here today at our event center. So excited, a big day for our Fine Arts Department. Here with me is Darren Davis, our Executive Director of Fine Arts, and tell us about this big award this morning.
This is special, what happened today. We had an inaugural award from the OSSAA presented to us as a Fine Arts Program of Excellence, Performing Arts School of Excellence.
Broken Arrow High School is consistently setting and raising the bar of excellence in each and every area of your arts programs. It is my distinct honor to extend heartfelt congratulations to Broken Arrow High School's Performing Arts Program for being selected as the recipient of also the inaugural OSSAA Performing Arts School of Excellence Award. Students, staff, administrators, and guests, I think you can all agree with me that this level of achievement is rare, and what the Broken Arrow High School arts community is achieving is truly special and deserving of this celebration. I am so excited to be here to celebrate this incredible accomplishment with each of you. Congratulations.
To piggyback off of that, representatives from Indianapolis, from the National Federation of High Schools.
Governs all fine arts athletics.
It's like the NCAA is to college athletics and events. The NFHS came here to present Broken Arrow as the national award winner for their Performing Arts School of Excellence for 2024, the 9th in history and the first time in Oklahoma.
One thing I want to say is the national impact of Broken Arrow High School's Performing Arts program cannot be understated. When we were looking at schools and who we should honor for this year, in the state of Oklahoma came to the top of our discussion panel. The first thing I heard from everybody around the country was like, it's got to be Broken Arrow, right? And they're like, yeah, we can only do Broken Arrow. So that's a huge kudos to what's happening here. In recognition of the National Performing Arts Week, a week that is dedicated to reminding the public of the first-class programs that exist for our youth today. The presentation of this plaque is bestowed upon one school that exemplifies the characteristics of excellence, pride, community involvement, and dedication to the performing arts. One more time, congratulations, Broken Arrow High School. Nice to meet you, man.
And I want to give a thank you to our teachers and our directors because they pour blood, sweat, and tears over their program. So one more thank you to you all, to our teachers and directors.
And I just love what our fine arts department does, and the impactful thing to me is that when you have strong fine arts in a district, it not only affects the students that are in it, but also students that are outside of it, because it's such a powerful force. It's part of education, what we do here in BA.
Sure is. I mean, to see that broad perspective of what the arts and arts does for our community and our school is really remarkable.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Great day here at the Event Center. Again, thank you to you and your entire staff for what you do every day for our students. And always remember, the best is yet to come.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip, every treat, and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. All within the QT app. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's Chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip, every treat, and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. All within the QT app. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
Sidelined with an injury? Running interference with a cold or flu? When it comes to your health, don't drop the ball. Choose All-Star Care from your hometown healthcare team. Ascension St. John.
Just a reminder, there'll come a time that they can no longer share a bedroom. That's why we have a complete array of home loans, so that dream of more space can come true, right on time. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
There is nothing like teaching about the rewards in life, like catching that first big fish. Now they can learn about other rewards by opening up my first savings account just for them. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Welcome back to Broken Arrow Tigers football on ArrowVision. One half has expired, and it is an exciting second half upcoming. A 20-10 lead so far for Broken Arrow as we want to break down that first half. First, we'll get to some scores from around the state as well and the region before we get rolling again. But a first half that did not start the way that you wanted if you're the Tigers. You fumbled the football in the second play of the game and give up a touchdown, and you've been punched in the mouth down 7-0. What do? They outscored their opponent 20-3 since that moment, and I think you can take a deep breath and know that, hey, let's play Broken Arrow Tigers football for a full half this time while we're up 10.
Well, yes, and I mean, the big plays that they had, obviously the fake punt touchdown to Tayshawn, and then a slip screen to John Broll that was called a touchdown also. I mean, the turnover is huge, but that just shows you the growth of this team, growth of this program so far right now and tonight. And they came back from that, and they were able to withstand those punches that Santa Fe gave us, and they put points on the board tonight.
They certainly did. Breaking down some of the numbers individually in this 20-10 game, Jeremiah Satemba, he's 13 for 17, 214 yards through the air. He's got 3 touchdowns, tremendous numbers on paper, and he's also using his feet a little bit. As we kind of mentioned off air, there are times where you don't want to create too much as a quarterback to put yourself in trouble, but right now, I think he's breathing well. He's very calm in his presence towards the football game right now, and I think he can just kind of build and get even better at that as it goes on. Less antsy, the better in the second half.
Well, he just needs to settle down a little bit more. I can see him being a little erratic out there, but he has the numbers right now to show his production so far, but that just shows his youth. I mean, obviously this is his sixth overall start going into this season. But that just shows, like I said, it shows his youth. I think he's going to be all right, and he's going to show his leadership going into the second half.
Certainly so. In the running game right now, we look at the numbers. It is Octavian Roberson leading the charge with 38 yards, but really standing out, we're going to look at the receiving game. 72 yards through the air for Tayshawn Jones-Wade. He did most of that on one play, and it was a tremendous touchdown catch and run on a fake punt. And I think we talked about it. I think Blankenship was just a little bit pissed at that moment in a sense. And he said, you know what? Forget everything. We're scoring right now, and if we don't score, we're at least picking up the first, and we're getting into plus territory, and he did all of it in one.
Well, and that's the confidence he's shown in this program, and the kids see that. I mean, the kids feel that. As a former high school football player and 6A level myself, I mean, my coach runs a fake punt right there on 4th and long. He's just showing the confidence in his guys, knowing his guys could take care of business.
Right, no doubt. And now, of course, Santa Fe will have the ball to start the second half. Your defense gets a chance to step up, and we saw a tremendous stand for quite some time from this defense after a little bit of a rocky start.
Well, 4 quarters now, we've given up 10 points. 0 points last week against UConn, 10 points so far. Now I expect a shutout in the second half.
No doubt. Doing the math, it's not a whole number, of course, but giving up very small amounts of points per quarter right now. You're looking at about, 2.5 points a quarter here.
But they've done a great job. They've had their backs against the wall. They've responded, and that bodes well that I like to see out of our defense moving forward.
Quick score update from around 6A1 football here in Oklahoma. Jenks, they're up 31-0 against Mustang, so that's a really big, a little bit of a surprising score in a sense for Mustang, not really putting up a fight in that one. Deer Creek, they're up 23-14 on Moore, something that you circled in our break as well as Union's up 28-14 on Norman North.
Well, that's the next two opponents. I mean, obviously we take care of business tonight. We're rolling to Norman North on a fall break game next week, and hopefully that sets up a showdown for possibly second place in the district against Union in the 3 weeks.
Edmond Memorial's up 31-0 on UConn. Edmond North is down 42-17 at half to Bixby. Of course, Norman is up and beating Enid with a final of 49-7 tonight as we are underway here in the second half. A massive hit delivered on the opening kickoff. Davis on the receiving end of that one.
Big hit by Tyreek. Huge hit by Tyreek, and that's one thing that they talk about. You got to fly around on defense. You got to fly around on a kicking team. So once you do that, you come down, you make a big hit. That sends a message going into the second half.
Tyreek Taylor with a tremendous start to his special teams day in the second half with a massive hit. Those other final score updates right now, the only other one going on in the state relevant right now is in the second quarter. Currently it's 41-0 Owasso over Westmore. Delgado is going to throw on first down, just a bit short of his target. Did it hit the turf?
He looks like they're going to call it complete.
It will be complete. Back shoulder sliding and catching the football. A great catch on what was a relatively poor throw. Sets up 1st and 10.
And for me, Luke, I mean, as a defensive guy that I am, I mean, every series is big when it comes to defense, but this is a huge series for our defense right here in the second half to start.
Bad snap, and it gets away. Robinson's going to have to scramble and run away. He's lost a ton of yards right now. A ton of white shirts.
Tackle.
Drag him down.
That is beautiful. Now we got a flag on the play, but great job by our defense corralling the running back. Hudson Lott leading the way right there on the tackle for a loss of yardage, but we'll see what this flag is.
A lot of late flags thrown. It's not necessarily obvious sometimes what's happening. Personal foul. Wonder if these are words exchanged that we can't see necessarily, as Cole Lamont looked to be possibly the one that got penalized for that personal foul.
It looks like the white hat right there was talking to Cole Lamont. So that's just something we can't have. Sometimes you just got to keep your mouth shut. I try to tell my guys, let the scoreboard do the talking, let your play do the talking. You have a big play right there. You got them behind the chains. And your words or whatever you did or said now turns into a positive play for Santa Fe as we bring up. Looks like might be an automatic first down, but we'll see.
Officials still not picking up his flag quite yet, as
2nd and 5.
He'll do so now. Second down and 5. Might be pressure from Lamont up the middle here as Edmond Santa Fe reads it. They might want to change things up at the line.
So we're going proud right there.
Snap and a blitz coming. Robinson wants to be patient, tries to bounce outside. He does so and does so well, but he's brought down shy of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and very short. 2 yards to go.
And Kobe Crosby coming from his near side safety position. I know Don Fryer made him make a move, made the running back make a move right there, but great play by Kobe Crosby, shooting low at the ankles and making a play right there for a short gain.
It is 3rd down and 2.
3rd down and 2. Ball on the 42-yard line. Or rather now adjusting that from the scoreboard at the 47.
He's got him deep.
There's a throw just through the fingertips of the DB, and that's going to be a 1st down. The 2nd time Delgado has threaded the needle in that regard on the left side.
And Hudson Lott's right there. I mean, he's right there. Even if he's a yard deeper in the flat area right there, it's probably going to be a pick. But he's right there. It probably just went through his hands right there. But that was a misread by Delgado as he had a receiver wide open at about the 20-yard line on that play.
There is what ultimately was a perfect throw by Delgado. It just goes right through the hands at the top there of Hudson Lott, who had a chance to pick that ball off, if not deflect it. Keeping his Delgado. He wants to bounce out left side. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
And once again, Kobe Crosby screaming across the line right there. And one thing I can tell you, Luke, is so far in this game, I've seen better tackling by our secondary, better tackling by our guys overall. So it's something that we've shored up so far this week.
Clock stops at 9:43 left here in the 3rd. 39-yard line, the ball sits. It'll be 2nd down and what is ultimately 9. Davis is going to come to the short side, near side of the field. Rather the far side of the field, near side of your screen. He's got a one-on-one matchup down low.
He's bringing 5.
Handoff to Robinson left, however, and a shoestring tackle picked up there by Taylor. A flag is thrown, however, just right after the play.
Might have a hold on Santa Fe. As the guy that was blocking Martin was holding, but Martin still came off that block and made the play. Great job by Dave Martin, who's also a first in the class.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, you did an interview with him this week.
National scholar as well. He's number 1 in his class academically, and you sit down with a kid like that, and not the first 5 minutes, the first 5 seconds he opens his mouth, you realize just why. He's a very stout kid as far as the way he carries himself, very articulate in the way that not only describes his academics, but of course his line of work here right now in his young life, the game of football as well. And certainly fun to sit down and talk to. You're going to want to watch, of course, that episode of Inside Tiger Football, the latest one. You can find that on ArrowVision.tv, where we sat down with John Brohl and Nathan Martin chatting a bit about the defense. And, of course, not only about the defense, but their lives in football growing up. And their outlook on life in general. They're a couple of fun kids to talk to for sure.
And there's 2 future great leaders that'll be coming out of Broken Arrow that I've had the opportunity to coach, and everything about them is just great. So that was a great interview that you had with them, Luke.
Ton of bodies here in the backfield. 8:56 and counting to go. Delgado takes the snap, trying to get rid of it quickly. He hesitated. It's picked off.
We got pick 6. Make the cutback. He's got blockers. Make the cutback.
Mere moments away and getting all the way for a touchdown.
We got a flag, though. We got a flag.
Don Fryer seems to be in the end zone for the score, and a flag is thrown, however. We wanted to wait, but Don Fryer, is he in or not?
So we got 2 flags, so we'll see here. But but either way it goes, it was a change of possession. So it looks like we'll take the football over, so we'll see which way Santa Fe want to take it, but it was a change of possession, so obviously we'll get the football, so offense gets the football. So right there, you got to take the ball away from the guys, and that's exactly what we did right there. So now it's time for our offense to go out there and take care of business.
You saw the hesitation in the throwing angle from Delgado. He pump faked and second-guessed himself at the last moment. And what does that do? The butterfly effect allows that ball to sail slightly and right into the hands, popping off of the hands of Don Fryer. But he corrals it, makes the catch, and has nothing but space down the left side to run and take advantage of. We'll see where this ball is going to end up being placed after the interception. It could be back closer to midfield.
So it looks like it might be a...
There was a couple of different directions our white hat official tonight pointed on that flag. So maybe just confusion from himself internally, but we'll try to figure out if we get that call again directed to the public.
But either way it goes, I mean, that was change of possession right there. So
change of possession, that is a guarantee. The interception, it's locked in the history books here for now. Where this ball will be at, possession-wise, is the question. Will it be past the goal line into the end zone for a touchdown, or will it be back closer to midfield is what we might anticipate?
And like we talked about off air, and we talked about on our way up here, or way down here, Luke, I mean, if you put Delgado in situations, he's going to put his team in situations. He's a very erratic quarterback. He's not quite experienced on situations, and he's a gunslinger. I mean, it's like Brett Favre early in his career. He's going to fling the football around, and hopefully it lands to where he wants it to land. But sometimes you run into situations like that, and Don Fryer made him pay.
Don Fryer does so. This flag is going to be
offset.
Looks like it'll be offsetting penalties. So that's what we'll get out of the equation. And of course, let's go back to Algebra 1, offsetting. We'll figure out what the math is, what the variables are at the end of it all here. Probably a lot of those guys in the huddle that could recall that better than I could because they're in the thick of it. 8:40 left here in the third quarter.
Well, I'm excited to see. I talked to John Graham a little bit at halftime, so I'm excited to see what this offense is going to bring right here in this first series. Hopefully we can calm down Jeremiah a little bit. I know there were some things that he probably talked to him at halftime about, but we'll just see what Jeremiah can lead this offense doing.
Satema in the shotgun. He'll have Sango as an option, but he'll step up. He'll throw. Has a one-on-one battle, and this ball is going to deflect. Incomplete. Getting tangled up with Zane Matthews-Boudreau on that one-on-one. His legs came out from underneath him, getting tied up with the DB, and it's going to be incomplete, luckily so, as I don't think we're getting any type of pass interference call there. That would have been a clean interception is what it looks like. It just hits the turf instead.
Well, and I mean, you got to take advantage of that opportunity, and that's on that defensive back right there. As Corey Sango's going to get started running back for the second half, so might get a handoff right here to Big 4-5.
There it is, Corey Sango bouncing outside, and Sango's going to fight his way close to the first down. It's 3rd and short. Tremendous, this kid here tonight, just as he was last week.
Yeah, and I mean, he's getting more and more comfortable in this offense as the season goes along, and I feel in the next few weeks we'll probably see his touches and everything expand. There he is right again.
There's another one, and Sango's got the first. He'll help move the chains. And maybe another shot towards the end zone here for this group being at the 39-yard line. We'll see.
Continue to run the football right there. Is going to change the play at the line of scrimmage.
Up tempo here to an extent. Satamba will take the snap, and there it was. We held our breath for a moment, hoping it wasn't seen, but caught red-handed. A false start on the Tigers.
Well, I think right there, I mean, maybe our center, Tristan Silva, just didn't snap the football quick enough, but everybody was moving, but not Silva on that one. So, that's why we got the false start right there.
It's a 20-10 ball game. That's the score we had at halftime. Tigers are trying to take advantage of what would be a 3-possession lead for the first time tonight.
Yes.
They finished with a 3-possession, or rather a 2-possession victory last week, 42-28. Handoff up the middle. Going to go for minimal gain.
Great,
2 at best.
Great way for Santa Fe to plug the holes right there, trying to get a minimal gain as we go hurry up offense again. A little tempo once again for Blankenship and his offensive staff.
Tigers. We'll see Satema drop back. He wanted it deep. Has to scramble and improvise rather. Satema gets to the outside. He's being pursued, and he'll just walk on out of bounds. Back near, just 1 yard past the original line of scrimmage. It should be 3rd down and 9.
And we got a player down at about the 49-yard line. But that's him growing right there. I mean, he's not trying to force a play. He doesn't see what he has to see. He reverses his field. He gets past the line of scrimmage. But that's just showing growth in him. So great play right there to give us another play on for 3rd down, Luke.
So 3rd down and 9. We do have an injured Wolf on the field.
Might be number 10. Is that number 10?
It would seem to be so. Coming off near the 50-yard line. Looking at the roster, that looks to be Battle, the junior. So Jalen Battle will come off the field. Tigers in plus territory here. It is their first drive of this second half, and Oh, we talked about it a little bit off air outside of the broadcast booth in a sense of if you don't mess around early in this half, you have a chance to run away with a football game very quickly if you play your cards right. And this is the part of that formula that we're seeing play out in reality now.
And it is, and this is also 2-down territory. I think this is Blake has about a couple plays in mind right here. So as he hands the ball off to Cowboy.
Hand off to Lawless. He breaks outside, and Lawless especially helps. Now you make that decision to go for it on 4th down. It's just 4th and 1.
Yeah, this is easy. This is easy decision by our offensive staff. 4th and 1. This is a big down for Santa Fe, but I got faith that we'll get this first down right here as they bring our big package in. But last time I said bringing a big package in, it was a slip screen brawl. So anything can happen on this play right here.
Fourth down and just 3 feet to go. Snapping a handoff, putting his head down. It is Lawless outside. There he goes down inside the 10-yard line. A huge pickup for Caden Lawless. Not just the first, but it's 1st and goal.
As it brings Sango in. And once again, I mean, it's a three-headed monster. I mean, our guys between Octavian, Cowboy, and I'll say it again, Sango, they will bounce off if you do not wrap them up. So you got to be able to wrap them up. Great second effort by Cowboy to bring up 1st and goal right here inside the 5.
Corey Sango in the backfield. Couple on the left side of the line jumped. Adjustment made by the offense. Sango just slightly left of Satemba. He'll take the handoff. Bounces right. There's Sango trying to get fully to the outside. He's not quite down yet. But for his own good, we'll wrap the football up and go down.
And I expect him to go with Sango for at least a couple more plays right here. I know we haven't seen Octavian yet in this second half, so anxious to see if maybe there was something maybe an injury to Octavian on that one play that he almost scored. So because we really haven't seen him that much since. But
you do have the luxury with players like Sango and Lawless where maybe you're just waiting to see if you really need fresh legs out of your best running back late in the game at some point to carry away with it. We do have what seems to be an injury timeout. We're going to take a short break real fast. We'll come back. It's going to be 2nd down and goal from the 4-yard line. The Tigers trying to make it a 3-possession game. We'll be back on ArrowVision.
Just a reminder, there'll come a time that they can no longer share a bedroom. That's why we have a complete array of home loans, so that dream of more space can come true, right on time. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
There is nothing like teaching about the rewards in life, like catching that first big fish. Now they can learn about other rewards by opening up my first savings account just for them. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Welcome back. 2nd down and goal. Leaning towards that goal line is the run game again for the Tigers. Sets up 3rd down and short. We go back a little bit earlier in our broadcast being the first half. It was this same scenario. 1st and goal from about the 5-yard line. Tigers weren't able to punch it in, and it's been difficult in short space. Edmond Santa Fe giving the Wolves some credit. They're standing tall near their goal line tonight.
They are standing tall as the ball's placed right about the 3-yard line. Octavian did come back in. He came racing back in, so obviously whatever was wrong with him earlier doesn't look like it's holding him back right now, as I expect to see him slice through this line like a bayonet.
Pitch out wide to Roberson, stepping away. Roberson dives towards the goal line. He's in. It's a touchdown for the Tigers.
Yeah, and once again, I mean, that's just what he does. I mean, he slices through, and it's great play call. Obviously, you give him on a pitch to the outside, you give him the option to see the crease. He finds the crease, gets upfield, touchdown Tigers.
There it is. Number 0 in white tonight gets it done. And with 5:06 left in the 3rd, trying to make it a 27-10 ball game. They blocked extra point last time. Kick is up, and it's no problem. It's good this time. We'll go right back to break. We'll come back. The defense a chance to stand tall again. They haven't given up a point in quite some time. 27-10. We'll be back on ArrowVision.
Just a reminder, there'll come a time that they can no longer share a bedroom. That's why we have a complete array of home loans, so that dream of more space can come true, right on time. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
There is nothing like teaching about the rewards in life, like catching that first big fish. Now they can learn about other rewards by opening up my first savings account just for them. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Your Broken Arrow Tigers now have what is a 17-point advantage going into the late stages of our third quarter. As you rejoin us here on ArrowVision, I want to thank you for joining us all night long this evening. Nick Irvine back, set to kick. Short kick, and it bounces off of the hands of a return man around the 20-yard line. It's brought on out. Might have some space to the outside. Dangerous play happening here. Irvine might have to make the final play, but stepping out of bounds is Davis in great field position for the Wolves.
And that's just a great kick return. I mean, that's okay by Broken Arrow. I mean, it's just fine. I mean, sometimes you're gonna give up stuff like that whenever you have a crazy kick like that ball bouncing around, he reverses his field. Sometimes your kick coverage is just not there. But we're fast enough. We had the angles. We stopped them as the ball was placed in our territory. But I have faith in our defense, and we should take care of business on this series once again.
So far, 2 for 7 on third downs for Edmond Santa Fe. That's been their issue here as of late, why they haven't been able to get any points in quite some time, as Robinson's going to carry on first down for close to half of what he needs.
Yeah, it looks like Kobe Crosby's down, but it looks like he's getting back up. But looks like Edmond Santa Fe is going to try to go with what they've been doing best, try to run the football to the near field weak side of our defense. But I mean, they're going to eventually have to throw the football right here in this series. But our secondary, Don Fryer's got a little pep in his step, a little confidence going down. So I think our corners are locked down so far in this game.
And there is that quick step, and it should be a false start against Edmond Santa Fe.
And once again, I mean, Edmond Santa Fe really hasn't. I mean, I don't know what the penalties look like right now for Edmond Santa Fe, but that's been their Achilles heel so far. I mean, they've basically been giving us gifts all night long, and you can't win ball games in 6A1 football in the state of Oklahoma by losing a penalty battle.
8 penalties for 72 yards this evening for Edmond Santa Fe. Might update that to 77 on 9 after the 5-yard penalty. Slinging throw to Davis down the sideline. He's gone. A little bit of an anticipation in cutting off the coverage by Crosby. It didn't work, and it's an easy touchdown for Edmond Santa Fe. They get one back.
Well, on that one, I mean, don't know what the coverage call was called right there, but obviously in the base part of Holly's defense, the corner has to sink a little bit on that. But the safety is Crosby. Crosby took too much of a flat angle on that. If he takes a little bit more of a 45-degree angle on that one right there, shoot for the upfield shoulder, he should have either a big play on the pick or a knock out of bounds right there. But, I mean, you just can't give up touchdown passes like that. And that was too easy of a play for Santa Fe. But great play call by their offense as they punch it in and looking for 17 points right now.
First score in quite some time, and they've got 17 points. It's a 10-point game. Tigers still up. They'll get a chance to grab more cushion when we come back. 3:40 left here in the third. We'll be back on ArrowVision.
Just a reminder, there'll come a time that they can no longer share a bedroom. That's why we have a complete array of home loans, so that dream of more space can come true, right on time. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
27-17 after a short break as Davis gets into the end zone on a long touchdown pass. from the hands of Delgado in the shotgun. And well, 3:40 left. All of a sudden, you strike first in the half. You gain what is a 3-possession lead. And then all of a sudden, Edmond Santa Fe once more, and they get it right back. We have sat here with close to 9 minutes expired, a little over 8 and some change expired here in the half, and nobody's gained ground. It's still a 10-point one.
It's still a 10-point game. I mean, it's just something. You can't get complacent right there in the secondary. You can't just keep your eyes back there and think that things are going to happen the way they happen. You got to take advantage of the situation. You put the ball in the air. Safety has – anytime the ball's in the air, safety got to make a play. So I'm sure Holly got his guys over there watching that film, and we'll see about the corrections that he makes coming into the next series on defense.
Shallow kick returnable just past the 20 and having to fall on it. As the return man, that looked to be Zane Matthews-Boudreau. So rather safe than sorry. Still good field position, and they'll get the drive started. 10-point game, and avoided disaster there for just a moment.
Yeah, it was avoided disaster. I mean, but that happens. We just got to capitalize off it. I expect us to come out and probably run the football, but knowing Blank, he might have a little wrinkle up his sleeve right now. We kind of want to play around with Santa Fe now, but keeping what we do best. Cowboys back in. Zeke Wilson's also lined up at the tight end position, so we'll see if we just hand this ball right off to Cowboy and see what's going on.
Snap, and September wants to throw. It's a quick hit, Trout, and a flag flies, and we almost expect it here at this point. Quite the evening for our officials in that regard. They're seeing a ton on the field tonight that needs to be cleaned up by both sides.
I think we're approaching 20 total penalties so far.
I believe it is 10-9 in favor of the Tigers right now. I guess not in favor, just the more hefty number that is. This evening, penalty-wise.
I don't know if we got a call yet, but we'll see from the white hat.
We have 18 penalties, 9 aside for each team. Now, officially, yes, the Tigers will have that one, so it's 10. Closing in on what is now 100 yards in penalties as well.
And the thing about that, I mean, against teams like Santa Fe, sometimes you can get by with that, but now you have a close ball game. But against teams like the teams we'll see in the future, that can't happen, and we need to clean that up in the future. Now we got another one.
Start, and that should push the Tigers to 100 yards, if not very, very close here tonight in penalties.
I mean, we're still fine. It's still first down. But like I said, we have to. It's holding the water, discipline. There's nothing that Santa Fe does special up front that we don't know that they don't do. So our guys just have to be a little bit more disciplined.
Snap and a handoff. Finally, a clean play is what it looks like here. No laundry this time, and that could have come close. However, on the late push.
Looks like JJ over there had a little extracurricular activity that didn't get caught. But I mean, Cowboy almost squeaked one through. I mean, he's very shifty. He's very slick. He can find a crease in the hole and just explode through. He's one of those guys that I said, obviously, in the beginning of the season, he's deceptively fast.
11 penalties for 99 yards. That's the number tonight.
Tight end screen
Little
again.
Screen pass over the middle. That looks to be Zeke Wilson on the catch and the run.
And, you know, Luke, I like our tight end screens. I think a lot of teams, they underestimate our tight end play. Nick Gorman is our tight ends coach. He does a great job with the tight ends, as he has in the past, and the likes of Newell and Will Height that he's had in the last few years. But now you got Zeke, and you got Nick Irvine coming up and Job coming up. But great job of utilizing our tight ends on screen routes so far tonight.
Satemba in the shotgun. Has some rotation. It's Lawless to move over to his left now. Two are at the top side of the screen. Satemba looks over to the top side. His throw is caught for a first down, and that seems to be Keaton Johnson to get involved for the first time tonight, and good to see him back in the action and picking up an important first down.
And that's something that was a kid we were talking about earlier today when we were eating tacos. So I'm glad to see him getting in the action, getting the target, and making his first catch that we've seen in a while. But we just got to continue. As once again, it looks like we got more laundry on the ground. And it's against us once again.
Against the Tigers. So there is the triple digits and penalty yards tonight.
It's like we take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But once again, like I said, you can't have these type of situations like this in the future.
Satemba will hand it off. They keep it simple here right now. Breaking through tackles, it's Lawless. Lawless up near the first down, and it seemed to have gotten it.
I mean, why not? I mean, let's just run with the big boys as we're running behind the big boys up front. We got another Edmond Santa Fe Wolf down at about the 35-yard line. But why not run behind our big boys and Carter Archer and J.J. Brashears over there on the right side? Looks like we're going to have an injury timeout.
Injury timeout, we'll take it too. It's 27-17. The Tigers a fresh set of downs, so we come back on ArrowVision.
There is nothing like teaching about the rewards in life, like catching that first big fish. Now they can learn about other rewards by opening up my first savings account just for them. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's Chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip, every treat, and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. All within the QT app. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
Injury timeout wrapped up here as we are set to play again. Welcome back here on ArrowVision. 27-17, a 10-point game, and the Tigers trying to make that more so. As we return in our third quarter, 1 minute and 29 seconds left. Tigers have Norman North next week, and then Union right after that. So a big slate upcoming here on the schedule, as there will be nothing gained here on this first down. Of course, that's a home game against Norman North next week, and then you're back on the road against Union. So, you know, you're kind of getting into a routine where it's home away, and you can kind of get into a flow even as just an athlete here down the stretch.
Yes, sir. I mean, that's a Thursday night fall break game that I think our guys will be definitely ready for. I mean, obviously we have to take care of business right here. I like what we're doing with this balanced run and attack as we got Jeremiah dropping back to throw.
Satemba, his throw, a tight throw up to the 45-yard line, just shy of the first. It's going to be third down and very short. Personnel changes here. Keaton Johnson will come on. St. Matthews Boudreaux comes off.
You got third and short right here. You got a lot of options right here. You can run the football with a power counter play with Caden Lawless. You got John Brohl and Zeke Wilson in right now as we bring, looks like that Carter Archer coming back into the game.
Third down and 2. St. Matthews Boudreaux runs back onto the field, so he is the 11th man. Direct snap upcoming. It's Lawless to step on in, and Lawless has the first down.
And that's what he does best. He puts his hands behind on his offensive lineman's hip, and he allows him to guide him. Great play right there. First down, moving the chains. And I like the approach here with 44 seconds left in the quarter. Let's just continue to eat them alive. Let's just continue to just beat the ball down their throats as their defensive linemen are starting to have their hands on their hips right here. That might be Sam Darren coming off the field right there, Luke, number 73.
Looks like it. Satemba and Lawless are the combination in the backfield, taking the snap and handing off to Lawless. Full steam ahead on the right side, and he'll get maybe 3 feet at best, a yard.
So the play before that, they ran a big package. That's who they brought in. That was my mistake. I mean, Carter Archer obviously starts on the line, but they brought Sam Deering in as an extra tackle and ran him off on that. So that's kind of their big package right there.
That'll do it. Down to our final quarter of the ball game. It's a 10-point advantage for Broken Arrow. We'll come back for the fourth quarter in just a moment. You're watching Broken Arrow Tigers football on ArrowVision.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay, it just makes sense.
There is nothing like teaching about the rewards in life, like catching that first big fish. Now they can learn about other rewards by opening up my first savings account just for them. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Broken Arrow Tigers football on ArrowVision. Want to thank our One Club sponsors, helping us make all things happen, bringing you this edition of Tigers football. First National Bank of Broken Arrow, TTCU Federal Credit Union, Tulsa Bone and Joint, of course, St. Francis, Ascension, St. John, Quick Trip, Shields, BAPS Foundation, and the Arrow Group. A special thanks to our One Club sponsors here at ArrowVision. 12 minutes left to play here tonight. A healthy lead going into the locker room, and they've maintained that through 12 more minutes of play tonight. Can really finish this game off now if you play your cards right. But I see Blankenship having two options in his hands right now. I continue to run the football, and I try to grind the clock out now, or I just do everything I can in my playbook to for sure get into the end zone. And whatever that looks like with my playbook, that's what it looks like. To me, regardless, it looks like your run game is your best option.
Yeah, it's your best option. Like I said, you come into this ball game, I mean, you're on the road, you're on the west side. It's one of those environments where it's not big and flashy like you're going to be facing in the next couple of weeks. But, hey, do what we do best, and that's the three-headed monster. You got Caden Lawless back in. So let's continue to do what Broken Arrow football is about, and let's just run this football and come out with a victory.
Satemba talking to his offensive line. He's almost given the okay to have his center snap the football. There's the whistle, and here we go. Fourth quarter is underway. Satemba will drop back, looks to throw on first. Pump fakes and runs it up the middle himself, but he runs in to the line, and he'll lose a handful of yards. Second down and long.
And that's okay. I mean, it's second down and long. Obviously, he's going to take a sack right there. Brings up third down and long right here.
Third and long, that is.
You can hit him with a draw play because they think they're going to throw the football on him. Obviously, it's still one of those situations where the playbook is wide open for Blankenship and his offense.
A flag on the field. It is picked up, however. So
it's, I think it's on Broken Arrow
might
again.
Have been a false start. And a quick call there.
And it's just one of those deals in the second half. I mean, you got to come out, once again, you got to come out playing with your hair on fire. I mean, that's out there. It's got to be a killer instinct attitude with these guys.
There's Satemba looking on the quick screen pass over to Lawless. Tiptoes the sideline. Lawless breaks more. Lawless runs into his own line and has space to go out wide outside, and he's dragged down. That close to greatness on that play was Lawless, and he just didn't quite get to the seam he needed to. A little bit of tunnel vision in the chaos.
Yeah, he doesn't go down easily, and if his lineman's not in his way, I think Lawless either gets the first down, B might score right here. But here we go, fourth down and long. We got this punt formation going on right here as he's getting the signal in from the sidelines. You never know. I mean, we've seen it out of this formation again. Santa Fe looks like they're going to play a safe defense right here and play the odds. So Jeremiah's going to go ahead and punt it away.
Satemba will punt. Bounces and sits down. And will roll to the 16-yard line. So Satemba helps get his team in good field position defensively. And here we go. Best and brightest has to be this drive defensively for yourself.
And this is it right here. Once again, I mean, it's on the defense, and I'll continue to say it, and I'll say it as long as the season goes along. This is on the defense this year in 2024. This is one of those guys. This is one of those deals where you have to have a championship-style stand right here and get the ball back to your offense, so we can go into at least a situation where we put some points on the board.
Delgado hands off to Robinson, who has been contained all night long as far as he's been limited to just a handful of yards per carry. No big burst plays out of him that have really caused issue and been a dagger into this defense tonight. And that's impressive because of the speed out of a player like Robinson.
Well, and he's had one, and he got knocked out of bounds, kind of got a little injured right there, like I told you off the air during halftime. I think that was kind of a little momentum change right there as we're bringing in a 2nd and 5 right here.
Passing play. Davis makes the catch and a first down. A little bit of zone coverage for the Tigers gets taken advantage of underneath, and it'll move the chains.
But we have done a great job of corralling Robinson there on their offense. But he's still one of those guys. He's a very experienced running back, one of the top in the state of Oklahoma. You still have to corral him for 4 quarters. You still have to sit up there and play your game, play your defense, hold him to what you have to hold him to, and don't allow him to squeak one through for a big one.
Bad snap again, and saved by the bell are the Wolves. A whistle as that ball was snapped. And do we have a false start potentially? We do, and they are saved by their own mistake.
So that's about the 2nd or 3rd high snap that Edmond Santa Fe has experienced so far in this game. Once again, it's one of those deals where you continue to shoot yourself in the foot. You got a program like Broken Arrow in the house, and you got to basically play flawless football. Both teams have to play flawless football in order to win this game.
Messiah Owen centering up as the free safety. A handoff. Robinson carries and gets close to the original line of scrimmage. He does get there, and maybe a handful of feet after. Under 9 minutes now to go in the game.
And I like this right here. I mean, we're in a 2nd down situation. So we got Jason Johnson playing the high safety. Got Don Fryer down here. Kobe Crosby, you look like he's playing Gator. Taking McCluskey back on the field. Looks like we're going to bring about 5-6 on this play.
There's a keeper for Delgado, and he's cut down at the knees. Big pickup and big tackle recorded by Nathan Martin.
And that's what this defense does. I mean, obviously we did what we had to do. We seen our targets. Once our targets moved, we did our job. Shot the gaps, swallowed them up. Obviously that was a read play by Delgado. Delgado liked what he saw, but we closed the gaps real quick, and now brings up a 3rd and I'll say long for this Santa Fe offense.
3rd down and long. Delgado has pressure on him, throws over the middle, and he has his man up the seam again, that being Jalen Battle.
And that's something they see from the box right there. We got a flag on the play, so it looks like by one of our players, he has his hands in the air, palms up, so we'll see if it's on Broken Arrow.
7:50 on the clock when the play expired and the penalty thrown. Still a little bit of a teaching moment going on, it would seem, here for the time being. And now the officials trying to figure out where the ball should be spotted at after the penalty. It will be on the Tigers regardless, and the play picked up the first anyways.
For the passer. Looked like that might have been on Gunner, as he was the player that had his palms up looking at the official. But once the ball is gone, I mean, it's not like back in the day, Luke, where you can have 2 or 3 steps and then hit the quarterback. I mean, nowadays, once the ball's gone, you got to pretty much put the brakes on. But this is one of those situations where Broken Arrow has to, you're in an environment, you're out west, you're going up against not only traveling down here, but you're going against the officials. You've had situations where penalties have gone against us and penalties have gone for us. But I mean, we just have to. This is where you got to play championship defense right here, and show up to show out.
Flags picked up off the turf and deep now in the heart of the Tigers' den. In a 10-point game are these Edmond Santa Fe Wolves, who have been desperately clawing at points throughout most of this game. They picked up their first of the second half with a touchdown on their last drive, and they look to go back-to-back.
They're going 3 high safety look again. Crosby to the near side, Tayshawn in the middle safety. Looks like Hudson's going to play that top safety.
30 yards in penalties, puts the ball at the 15-yard
Masai looks like he's going to be locked up, so is Don Fryer locked up down here at the bottom.
3 rushing, it would seem. And the 4th coming in from the linebacker position. Robinson steps up, gets close to the 5-yard line.
And he brought pressure from depth with his linebackers. Obviously, he has his 3 linemen bringing pressure, but his 3 linebackers brought pressure from depth. We thought they were going to throw the football right there. They did a great job of mixing up the play call, getting a little action right there. So here we go, 2nd down and short. Santa Fe's on the move.
Let's see if they want to spread the field. They're up the middle between the hashes. Delgado and Robinson. Hand off to Robinson, fighting, and another big stop by the Tigers in short space. It's going to be 3rd down, putting on the pressure with about 2 to go again.
Well, we got our big package in right there. I know Gabe Manning is kind of playing a little dinged up. We haven't seen a lot of him tonight, but he is playing dinged up. But this is a big 3rd down play right here. Santa Fe, this might be 2-down territory for them, being down by 10 points with 6:45 left in the game.
Will they try it again with Robinson? They hand off a little bit out to the left side, dragging him down. It's Martin on 3rd down, a massive stop.
Great play, great play. This senior right here, Nate Martin, has been unbelievable so far in this game. He's shown big-time growth so far this season under Holly's defense. So big play, and this is going to be 4th and about 5.
Losing at least 2 yards on the play. And now do they try to get to the end zone, or will they get it to a 1-possession game? A lot to ask out of your offense to keep them on the field, and they do so.
And this is it right here, 4th and about 4. Looks like we got timeout by Broken Arrow. So defensively, you get a timeout. Head coaches will give a defense 1 timeout in the half. So looks like we took advantage of that. 5:53 left in the game, timeout BA.
Timeout Broken Arrow, and a chance to think about what might come of this. Now, you get to talk about it if you're in Santa Fe as well. Do you want to truly go for these 4 yards, or do you want to trust your kicker to put it through the uprights? It might be ball game if he doesn't.
Well,
that's
exactly.
the problem.
That's the
and
problem.
so I think that's why Santa Fe is not going to roll the dice in the kicking game. They're going to roll the dice with a couple of dynamic players that they have on the offensive side of the ball. That's going to be Robinson and the decision-making, hopefully, of Delgado to make a play in space.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a situation right now that, I mean, you're a team that hasn't won a ball game yet.
Right.
You're a team that's at home against one of the top programs in 6A1 so far this year. So why not roll the dice right here? I mean, I like the call right by their offense, but I mean, like I said, being a defensive guy, I'm gonna tell you right now, Luke, I want this as a defense. I want somebody to come out, think they're gonna get a play on us, try to get this game closer. But right now, it looks like they're gonna go for the field goal.
They will bring out the field goal unit to try to make it a 7-point game. That means their offense will have to get into the end zone at some point if this goes through. Ball is snapped, and the field goal try is up, and it is way wide left, and that may cause the ultimate issue for Edmond Santa Fe. The Tigers get off the field with no points on the board, and it's a 10-point game again.
That's a huge win right there. I mean, you rolled the dice, you went for the safe bet right there. I mean, I get it, but obviously, I'm gonna tell you right now. Once again, that's a gift given to the Tigers. They get out of that. Defense did a great job by holding. First down. Now you go into your little 4-minute offense. drag some plays down, eat the clock up. Let's get back up the turnpike and get back home with a win.
Speaking of eating the clock up, a gut punch for the Wolves offense because of the amount of time that came off of that clock in that drive, and it came up with nothing to write home about. 0 points. A 10-point advantage for the Tigers again, and they're going to run the ball all night long, especially if they're picking up yards.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's just what it is. Obviously, we're going to go a little tempo right here, but you do eat the clock right here. I mean, obviously going to reset the play clock. You got 40 seconds. It's a 4-minute offense. You look at the sideline. They're going to delay their little play call as they're bringing Sango in for Cowboy. Now they're going to make their call to the quarterback.
.5:17 and counting here. Eating up some clock and taking their time. Penalties are going to be important to avoid here late in this game. And a tremendous blow up by this defense of the run game. Makes it 3rd down, and now you're pressed to pick up the chains and probably see the ball thrown here potentially at this point.
And I'd like to see a little bit more physicality on our offensive line. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, Luke. I mean, you know you're going to run the football. As an offense, you know you're going to run the football. Hey, this is on you, Biggs. So let's eat the clock up. So 2 plays in a row right there. Our guys have sat up there and just let some leakage come through and allowed their defensive line to make the play in the backfield. So I'd like to see our guys get a little bit more physical up front right here.
We'll see if there's any safety help up the middle. An opportunity.
Oh, they got them all in the box right now. 2 high safeties. Looks like they're playing about 8 yards off, 9 yards off the football.
Hand off again on 3rd down. Is going to get the ball up the field a bit. And now you're punting. And you only killed maybe 2 minutes off of the clock at best, or close to that.
Close to 2 minutes. I mean, like I said, I put that on the offensive line, Luke. I'm being a little bit critical right there. I think as a program, you want to run the football. You've been doing a pretty good job of it. So, I mean, that's on the offensive line. They got to do a better job of getting off the football, punching them in the mouth, and making us to where we can run more clock down.
3:40 and counting.
We might be calling a timeout right here.
Could potentially be the case personnel-wise. It's going to be a timeout for the Tigers, and that'll send us to break for a moment. We'll get back to this punt as the Tigers will send it away up 10. We'll be back on ArrowVision.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
With 3 minutes and 34 seconds on the clock, we return after the Broken Arrow timeout. It's 4th and 4. They'll look to send it away with the punt.
And you might get them right here. I mean, obviously, I don't think Holly and our special teams guys are going to take that big of a chance right there, but we'll see.
Shallow punt by Satemba. It takes a bad bounce for the Tigers as well. So at the 42-yard line, this drive's going to start in plus territory for the Wolves. And yeah, you came up with 0 points on the board, but I think maybe your redemption try is we got to strike downfield quick. So I wouldn't be surprised if Delgado lets one loose here right out of the gate on 1st and 10.
Well, them athletic receivers that they have, we've done a great job tonight of corralling them, and I've said that a couple of times tonight. But we've also done a great job of making Delgado make the decisions that a young quarterback's going to make when he's under pressure. So we got to continue to get pressure on him. Bro's got to step up. Gunner's got to step up. Gabe Manning's got to step up, and our secondary has to do their job.
It will be play action. It will be a wobbly throw behind the shoulder of the intended receiver, incomplete.
And he had a guy wide open in the flats, but he decided to go for his intermediate route. That's maybe he's trying to get a big chunk that he needs to get. But sometimes as an offensive guy that I coach with, a lot of them, they'll say, hey, don't always let that pretty lady get you, because the one underneath it is the one you need to get.
10-point game, and Delgado's got to work quickly with his offense to get into the end zone. A tremendous stop by the D-line up front on Robinson. Robinson has been relatively unaware for most.
And great play by Gunnar Wilson, and looks like we had Gunnar Wilson and his boys up front. So we'll see here on this third down and long play, Luke.
There's a high chuck, and it is swatted down by the secondary. It's going to be 4th down and 9. Colby Crosby with the stop.
He's got to close that out like Mario Rivera. I mean, but that was another high snap by their center, which would make number 4 at least of the night. But we just got to make that play right there. I mean, great play by Crosby by knocking it down for an incomplete, but it also gives another opportunity for them to get a first down on this 4th and long call. But you got to close that out right there.
110 yards on the ground for Demarius Robinson, but it has been a ton of carries, 27 attempts on the ground here so far, averaging 4.1 per carry. 4th down, they're going for it, and this could well be the ball game. Delgado might pick up the first with his legs, and he does. Delgado down the sideline. He's inside the 20.
And that's what a prevent defense will do for you. Obviously, everybody backed out that we rushed to. He didn't get anybody open. He takes it. He brings the ball down, gets upfield. Now it's looks like first down inside the 20-yard line.
2:42 on the clock as he steps out of bounds. That clock does stop.
I got too high safety look right here, Luke.
Looking to the left, sharp throw. Ball comes off the hands of the DB, Don Fryer.
And once again, this is one of those deals, Luke. I mean, you got to close it out. You get your hands on it in a situation like this. 4th quarter with less than 3 minutes left in the game. You got a chance to close it out. You got to close it out. Championship programs close it out. We got to learn how to do that.
2:38 now to go. 2nd down and 10. Ball sits on the 18-yard line.
So it looks like we're running cover 2 right here.
High snap. Delgado snags it, however, rolls out, has space to run or throw, stops his feet up, chucks over the middle, and it's high over everyone. That being again towards Don Fryer's direction. 3rd and 10.
Well, we're doing a great job of getting him off his spot. We're also doing a great job in the secondary of blanking in the coverages. Looks like we had about 2 or 3 guys on their receiver right there. He had to look back cross field, and obviously he made the wrong throw, and that brings up 3rd and long once again for the Santa Fe Wolves.
Third and long. Tigers will be able to put themselves in a position, if they can get off the field, to run the clock out with their offense and force Edmond Santa Fe to finally take some of those timeouts down the stretch. Delgado in an empty set. In the shotgun, steps into a throw over the middle. He had a man wide open, but the pressure again getting to the quarterback, and the throw not where it needed to be. 4th down and 10.
And when you bring 6 like that, and that's more than what they had to block, and our guys are coming in, they're coming in hot. We did a great job bringing that pressure right there, and that's what this defense is all about. I mean, we have to do in the secondary. And yes, the guy was wide open, but it's not a clean throw. It's not a clean look for Delgado. And here it is, 4th down. It's money down.
This is everything, and it was a 4th down pickup moments ago for Delgado with his legs. They'll have to do everything in their arsenal to do so again. No mistakes can be afforded. Delgado, he'll try to get it with his legs again. There goes Delgado to the outside. Has to get space upfield, and he's going to go out, and that is it.
That's it.
Turnover on downs. Now, running the clock out and forcing Edmond Santa Fe to call their timeouts is the next task, and can they do so?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a great job. A great job by our defense. Bend but don't break on that series right there. Obviously, as a defensive secondary guy, you don't want your guys to come down so quick. You got to wait for him to pass the line of scrimmage. Once they'll got to pass the line of scrimmage, Don Fryer did a great job of making that play and taking a great angle to get him out of bounds. And now it's turnover on downs. Tigers with the ball at 10-yard line going the other way.
A first down all but guarantees the victory tonight. And at their own 10-yard line, the Tigers trying to get out of here with a 10-point victory on the road in district play against Edmond Santa Fe. First down run is for at least 2 yards.
I mean, it's forward progress to stop, but to me, that's still a quick whistle. But, hey, I mean, what do I know? I'm just a nice football coach.
I think you know a lot more than you give yourself credit for, and I know what you mean by that call. 2:09 to go, and that timeout, of course, is not called by Broken Arrow by any means. That would be foolish. It's a timeout at Santa Fe.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, it's one of those deals where we gotta help them waste their timeouts. When I say help them waste their timeouts, that's just what we're gonna do. Obviously, what running back do you want to go with? I mean, you can go to the well with Octavian. You can go to the well with Kate Lawless Cowboy, or you can go to the well with Sango. So what were you going to do right here? I like to see us probably hand it off. Obviously, that's what Blake is going to do right here. But this is closeout time. And looks like they're going to go with Sango to close it out.
Quick throw, so keeping the ball in the air on that decision.
And the clock stops, too.
The clock stops as he gets out of bounds, and a first down is picked up, however. Interesting play called there. Close to the first down. That is going to be 3rd and short.
So on this one, we might just give it up to Belly to Sango right here.
Will Sango drive right down the middle? As we've seen, he'll come off, actually. As now Caden Lawless will step on in. Snapping a handoff, Lawless buries his head down, and a first down is picked up.
Number 29, Lowell on the carry for Broken Arrow.
And that might be, as they set the chains, looks like Santa Fe is going to take a timeout again.
A timeout for Santa Fe. Semantics here at this point, if the Tigers could just take care of the football and round things out tonight. Well, we saw a shaky start to the ball game. Fumble on the second play of the evening, and all of a sudden you got your palm to your head again, and you're going, when's this team going to get off to the right kind of start? Well, I think that they couldn't have done a better job in responding. A tough drive later on after they went down 7-0, but a fake punt and a drive down to a leap of faith in the hands of Tayshawn Jones-Wade worked out, and it was all off to the races from there. 7-7 game, a 20-10 lead at half, and now another 10-point lead here with a minute 57 left, 27-17.
And it's winning ugly. And the way I look at it, obviously the penalties have been an issue. Last time we've had penalties like this was Mustang. That's one of those deals that we talked about when we were at Mustang. So, but it's winning ugly, and in this district, it's a district win. I mean, obviously there's a minute 57 left on the clock. I mean, game is not over with yet, but it's ugly, and I'll take it.
Handoff up the middle. 1:50 to go and counting.
And sometimes you got to win ball games like that in an environment going out west. I mean, like Blank talked about on Inside Tiger Football. I mean, you're going up against all kinds of elements over here. It's a trip with a young team. It's fighting the referees. It's playing mistake-free football, and I think that's something that our program has to understand. That in order for us to get what we got to get, these are the type of games where you have to play flawless. And I even talk about that with my group. You know you're supposed to win this game. You know you're going to win this game. But how are we going to win it? I mean, if we win it ugly, yes, thank you. But I would also like to come in one type of these games and see a flawless game, see what this team could be about if we go out and do the things the right way and don't have penalties the way we have penalties when we're playing behind the chains. But once again, that shows resiliency, and they've proven that the last couple weeks. And obviously the defense has done what they've done tonight. 17 points, it's far less than what we've given up the last few weeks. So big ups to what's going on in the defensive room, and and hopefully we can keep this going forward into Norman North next Thursday night.
A win is always just that, a win. But teams that aspire for championships look at more than just that, and you're right. Tonight might have not been the cleanest game for the Tigers, but it is going to be a win this evening that you can put your head down, be proud of, and get back home for a big game against Norman North next week. Snapping a handoff on second down. 1:45 on the clock as the whistle blew, and it will continue to roll. Third down now, and 6 to go.
If we don't get a first down, which, I mean, percentages say we're probably going to get a first down here, Luke, but you're probably looking at Edmond Santa Fe getting the ball back with probably about anywhere from 15 to 20, maybe 25 seconds left.
No doubt. This play will do it for the night, if they can pull it off. And it looks like a timeout called by Broken Arrow to avoid the delay of game.
And like I said, I'll continue to harp on what I talked about earlier. I mean, for a program that Blank is building here, for these kids to come down here, and you don't have the energy that you expect to have coming out, but they showed what we expected them to show, and that's taking care of business. You get a fake punt, you take advantage of his fake punt. I mean, obviously, Broll does what he does with the slip screen. You got multiple new guys in the secondary, and you tackle better this week. I mean, and I think that's huge for this program going forward. It's just showing confidence in fixing what we fixed. And I know Blake talked about this also. I mean, he put it on his coaches. I mean, he did. He put it on his coaches. He told his coaches, I mean, let's coach better. You know, I mean, and that's huge. I mean, if they see that in you and you're coaching them hard and you continue to coach them hard, it'll show out on the field. But hey, coming into an environment like this, regardless if this team is 0-5, now getting ready to be 0-6, it's still a great win in my opinion, and ultimately it's a district win.
It will be a district victory with 62 seconds left before it's official. Hand off and reach towards the first down,
and there it is.
And that'll do it.
There it is.
That's the first down they needed.
Hey, warm the buses up. Warm the buses up like Dick Vitale. You say, warm the buses up, let's get home.
No doubt. A 27-17 win tonight will now force this Broken Arrow team to be above 500 in district play, moving to 2-1 in that regard. And now destiny's in your hands. Look, just about everybody's going to lose to Owasso this year. Don't really see them losing down the stretch, but that's what playoffs are for. Great things can happen. That's your only loss in district play right now. You have a chance to really control this league here this year. And tonight, you survived maybe one of your sloppier performances. So that says you play your best game. Who knows what you can do this year.
And it proves that you can be dangerous when you play flawless.
No doubt.
But the thing about it is, Luke, like I said after the Owasso game, you know, you want to set yourself up for that second place finish, and that's still a first round bye. And it's going to be a battle. Norman North, obviously on the schedule on Thursday night, but looking forward to that battle over there on South Mingo in a couple of weeks. I don't want to look ahead, but that could be the deciding factor. We all know, I mean, Owasso's already played the two toughest teams in the district so far in Broken Arrow and Union. They've taken care of business. But you take care of business next Thursday night, which I anticipate us doing, and it sets up a showdown, like I said, and we could be looking at second place going forward into the playoffs and hosting a home playoff game with a first round bye.
No doubt in my mind about that. Tonight is a 27-17 victory, and we'll recap what we saw on the scoreboard for a little bit. We'll also get into some individual numbers. It was a 14-10 game in favor of the Tigers after one quarter. In fact, they didn't lose a single quarter. They tied two of them. 14-10 after one, a 6-0 advantage in that second quarter to give us what was a 20-10 lead at half. And there were some things that you liked about the game in the first half. There's some things that you didn't like, but at the end of the day, you had a 10-point cushion.
No, and that's the thing. You got to learn how to play ahead, learn how to play play behind. If you play behind, come from behind and win. And we had all that type of situations in this game. But once we took control of the game, we never gave it back up. But one thing that I know Blankenship and his staff will all talk about is the penalties. I mean, we talked about it at Mustang. You win a ball game like this having 15 penalties for 139 yards. To me, that's still unacceptable, and I know Blankenship would talk about that. But you look at the positives. The positives is we won the total yardages. We ran the football well tonight. We played great defense. The defensive line did a great job tonight of keeping Delgado corralled and keeping the running back and Robinson corralled with 27 carries for 110 for a 4.1 average. I mean, you keep a guy like that under 5 yards per carry, I mean, you're going to win ball games. But big ups to the defensive line, big ups to Coach Wheeler and that defensive staff also with Coach Holly and Bullock and Richards and all them. So great effort by our defense tonight.
It helps out a lot to shut down Demarius Robinson in the run game for sure. Yeah. Just one touchdown for each team in the second half. That rounded out the scoring tonight, 27-17 the win. 19 for 24 in the passing game for 245 yards and 3 touchdowns for Jeremiah Satemba. There's a little bit of antsiness still in his game, but overall he took care of the football. No interceptions, no fumbles. Tonight it was on him to make sure that he played a clean game and kind of buried in what was a relatively sloppy game for a lot on both sides of this matchup tonight. Satemba played a clean game.
He played a clean game, and I know he had to one. I think he did have one fumble. I think that was that one that was right over here about the 30-yard line going.
That's right.
Yes, he did have one.
That's right. Just the one fumble tonight and a little bit of a miss out there with the running back situation. And it didn't hurt you ultimately in the end, which is very thankful.
Exactly. So, but that just shows you we're learning how to win ball games when things don't go our way and the dominoes and the chips don't fall our way. We win a ball game like this. You go home, you get out of Edmond with a victory, and we're looking for, like I said, fall break Thursday against Norman North at home back at Tiger Field.
Tayshaun Jones-Wade led the way in the receiving department with 72 yards. He had a touchdown as well tonight. That'll wrap it up from us here on the road at Edmond Santa Fe. 27-17 tonight. Of course, for myself, Luke Hamilton, Mo Wallace, Blake Shy, Antonio Hurling, and all of our student crew help. And our director, Greg Spencer, we want to thank you tonight for joining us on ArrowVision. We'll see you next week at home against Norman North.